This episode of the Co-optional Podcast is proudly sponsored by Squarespace. Whether you need a domain name, website, or online store, make your next move with squarespace.com/cooptional.
Hello! Oh my goodness! Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. Look, I may have clicked the wrong thing and took us to this screen instead of the intro. It happens.
We found that out. Yeah.
I worked really hard to make that beginning flawless and still found a way to screw it up. You really learn to appreciate TotalBiscuit and
Production value.
Yeah, his insane production value, something that I do not have. So, we will not look back, and we will keep moving forward and continue with this podcast. Hello, everyone. It's the Co-optional Podcast minus TB. He is recuperating. We wish him the best. And today, it's an office cast. I'm here with all my office buddies.
What's up?
Hi, office boys.
Yo.
Office boys.
This is going to be a good one because we're lucky in that I know Dodger and I have played a few of the same games this week. We have our boy, the completionist, on because someone is just playing Zelda and way into it, and it's... I hate you.
Damn. Throwing down the gauntlet.
I hate you so much. I hate everything about you.
He's got the equivalent of that diamond app that you could buy for your iPhone that costs $900.
Just to prove that you're filthy rich.
Yeah.
Here's my diamond app. That's. I am excited today. So, with that said,
all kinds of good office stuff on here today. We got
all the office politics
in the snack room.
Guys,
Yeah, I hear that.
I don't know what Gerard is
somebody,
doing.
I don't know who has been stealing Gerard's snacks.
I don't know who's been taking Gerard's fruit
So,
snacks. I don't know who has. The
Whoever
man's
they are,
he's
they
trying
are
to live healthy.
Messed up.
Digger,
Yeah.
he's trying to live healthy. I don't know who would steal his fruit snacks.
We need to find the thief.
Whoever that thief is.
ASAP.
Whoever that
Is this
thief
a locked
is, we
room
need to find
mystery?
them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The murderer is in the room. We can't end the podcast till we find out who it is. It's true.
So today...
By the way... Oh,
No, I was going to introduce you guys. Our guests
go for it,
today
go.
are the wonderful Beard Brothers, Mr. Gerard, the completionist Khalil from The Completionist, right?
Yep, that's me. That one video gamer.
And
What's up?
the other one, I'd say the better half. I'd say you know how they say behind every great man,
There's like a beautiful wife.
Yeah. Well, I won't know. I don't know if beautiful is the right word, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's you.
Smoke memes every day, you guys.
Yeah. And Alex Bassiani from The Dex, who is also a beard bro and a wonderful guy to have here, and I'm very excited that he's here with us. So,
Oh, hello, friends.
He introduced us to a Will.I.Am song that none of us had ever heard before.
The hardest ever. Get
It's
ready.
It's a banger.
He
It's
makes
real
cash.
good.
You make cashews. He goes hard. Statues.
He goes hard like liquid swords.
Yeah.
wait,
Liquid sword.
is that a lyric? He goes hard, statues, because that's really genius.
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
it's actually very smart.
Mick Jagger and Jennifer Lopez are in the song.
What?
It's a tribute to the end of 2001: The Space Odyssey. Yeah, you know what? Turn off this podcast and go watch that instead.
Please don't do that.
If you have
Don't
to
do that.
choose one thing. If
Yeah.
you have to choose one thing to watch
See you
right
guys,
now.
we'll see you guys in 4 minutes.
Okay, let's get into games. I know that we have all played a bunch of games this week, and I don't even know where to start. Here's the thing. Everything about me wants to start with Gerard and Zelda, but I'm going to save it because that's called getting people to watch the whole damn show. So
Right.
that's
Somebody
my...
called me unethical for doing that the other day. And I was like, I don't think you understand what ethics mean. They were like, you make the title of your video the final topic that you talk about. That's unethical. I was like,
oh my god, this
I don't
guy's like
think it is.
Neo from the Matrix. How did they figure it out?
You can see the
Oh
code.
my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, okay, Jesse, do you want to talk about Night in the Woods then? Because I think we would both love to talk about Night in the Woods.
Let's do that. Yes. Oh my god. Okay. Night in the Woods. I'm gonna let Dodger explain what she thinks this game's about, but I'm gonna tell you what this game's about. Night in the Woods is essentially an in-depth biomechanical therapeutic look inside the mind of Dodger. It is essentially the in and out the inside out of Dodger, and that there are these characters who are all of Dodger's aspects. I imagine all the people who live in her brain. So you have the sort of moody cat girl who doesn't really know what she wants to do with her life, and has returned home after dropping out of college, and she's just feels like she's a burden on everyone. And then there's the crazy cat boy fox boy.
The fox boy.
Who wants to get into crimes and is just
crimes.
He's like crimes and just a wild guy. Then there's the bear who is in fact a bear, which is just he's a sweetheart and he's just like, yeah, okay. And there's a really great line in it that I loved. Oh, it made my heart hurt when the fox was like, he just like standing in the corner. Or something like that. The lines...
the bear was talking about how he doesn't like going to parties. He's like, but I go to parties now because you know how when you're at a party, you want to just like stand in the corner by yourself? Well, Greg is my corner. And I was like,
it's like, oh, yeah, it's like, oh. So yeah, then there is B, who is what I imagine to be the sort of really pessimistic borderline goth that lives in Dodger's mind as well. And these four characters,
the borderline goth that's in there.
Yeah, Angus, Gregory, B, and May are essentially the inside out characters in Dodger's head. Convinced of this. Convinced this story. She went to like a psych eval and the doctor was like, this would make for a wonderful story game, and made this happen.
Who is that guy?
I don't know. It's her doctor. Don't look at me. I didn't.
Oh, wonderful game.
Do you have the same doctor as the Animaniacs?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I sure do.
I'll get you, Flacco. Yeah. Hold on.
So,
Dodge, you can talk. I need to add like this is what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah, do it. This is kind of a game about having like an existential crisis as a young adult, and it's so good. And when it was done, and this won't be any kind of a spoiler, but like when it was done, my first thought was this game kind of tried to do the same thing that Life is Strange did, where it wanted to go. It goes into a lot of like personal relationships between people who are in a certain age group and how they relate to their families and their friends, depending on like where they are at in their life. Mm-hmm. While also having this kind of like surrealistic element to the story. And I thought that it was so good. I thought it was so well written. You know how when Life is Strange came out and everybody was like, it's a good game. The dialogue is it's terrible, but it's a good game. I would say this game is a good game and has fantastic dialogue.
The dialogue is, some of the lines in there are really, really profound for a game that is about cat people and
about like animals.
Yeah,
young adult animals.
But there's a moment in the game where you discover that it's one of those things that as a teen/young adult, a lot of the times in your life, and this lasts, spoiler for people out there, you will not get out of this phase until you're like late 20s, and maybe even then not. This is something that you will say. You will. There's a lot of people I know who will not make it out of this phase until much later in life, and you have like a moment of revelation that your actions affect more than just you, and when you realize that, you're like, holy shit, like what?
Either you're gonna end up as a self-centered asshole for the rest of your life, or you're gonna like learn about the people around you and adapt. Absolutely.
And so in this story, there's a moment where you have a conversation with your mom, and it turns into a fight. But it's one of those things where I believe that our main character for the first time realized this, like, everything that I did affects all these other people because they did all this work for me and I just, like, squandered it. And it's like a huge moment, and there's so much shit in this game where you're just like, wow, that is too real to life, and I'm not sure I can handle it right now.
From the very beginning too, the game never pretends to be like this fun, adorable game about animals, right? Like from the get-go, you're like, oh, they're like, these are characters that look adorable, but the way that they interact is very real. And I think that it sets the tone in a really awesome way. I loved this game, like, from beginning to end. I thought that it was great. And I also feel like I missed a lot. Like, even though I beat the game, I have the urge to go back and replay it because I feel like there was still stuff that I didn't do or didn't see. Because it does give you lots of, like, little mini things to do in town and stuff. And it winds up being really fun to just, like, explore and talk to everybody. And
yeah, here's the thing. It's a game that I will probably finish it up today. I just got to what I think is, like, the plot. Basically, I've played hours and hours and hours. No, I played a lot of this game. I got to the Harfest night and a little bit after that. And so like,
you've got a decent amount left.
Yeah, there's a lot to this game that is more than just teenage angst and the problems that these people have. But that stuff adds to the realism of the fact that then suddenly something utterly and totally bizarre starts happening. And your character works through problems and dreams, and those dreams are really weird and really fascinating. And it is very interesting. But I tweeted out a quote from this game because I was like, I've never seen this in a game before, and it, like, blew my mind. This was a game quote. Not knowing how something worked used to seem like magic. Now not knowing means it might be going wrong, and I may not be able to fix it. And I was like, holy fuck.
Too real.
I was like, that's too fucking real for me. I was like, this game nailed that, because I was like, I feel that 90% of my life, where I was like, I just want to know what's happening. Not because I want to get in, like, the gossip of it, just because, boy, would I like to know, so I feel like I have some control, like, semblance of control. I was like, fuck, that's too real. Like, cut the cord. It's too real.
That's actually what I was going to ask about, because this game's been on my radar for a very long time. It's, like, right up my alley, it seems like. But it seems like there's, like, a disconnect between, like, the sort of, like, friendly sort of, I mean, it definitely looks sort of, like, gothy, cool, kind of alt art sort of look, but, like, how dark does this game go? Like, is this like a horror game?
No, but it's a mystery. There's a mystery involved, and there's, but really, it's, for as much as there's, like, moments of reflection and things like that that I just, like, mentioned, a lot of the game is about friendships and about like, the funny inside jokes between friends. It's about growing older and how, you know, for example, she's 20, but the teens in town are like, get out of here, old person. It's about going back and like, seeing lost loves. Like, all the things that any person can relate to are in this game, but it's handled in a way that is charming. Like, it's not heavy-handed, and it's, like, the conversations you have with your mom, just conversations where she's reading a book, and the book she reads they're ludicrous books, but she explains it because she loves it so much, and you're just like, what are you reading, Mom? But she's your mom, and so everything about it is great. Like, it's the realest game I've played in a long time.
Same. Yeah, I would say it's not like a scary game, but it goes into some dark stuff. I don't know if Jessie's gotten there yet, but there's, like, it touches on some intense stuff, you know, but it all has to do with, like, interpersonal relationships.
But it's not like, oh man, like, look at this fox get his guts cut out.
No.
Cute fox.
No. But, like, awesome. But you know, there's some characters who are just like, it's one of those things where every character in this game, you either relate to that person on a personal level, or you know someone who is that person. Every single character. And so it's interesting to see the way they portray those characters, and you're like, oh my god, I know that person so much.
I was doing that constantly when I was playing the game. I was like, holy shit, this is just like my friend from college, or like, holy shit, I've felt this way before, you know, like.
And there's moments where you can see, Like, at one point, one of the characters... What's interesting about this game is that it has a lot of replay value in that I know that when I played, and when Duger played, and when Kristen played, we all had different conversations with our mom.
Interesting.
And I know that you can, certain nights, pick certain friends to hang out with, and so that opens up new storylines. And I know in one of them, I don't think it's one that you did, Duger. I went out with one of the characters, and we had this conversation that was straight up just like, I don't think I'm good enough for the relationship I'm in, and I feel like I'm sabotaging it the entire time because I'm just a scumbag.
Damn.
But, like, I love this person so much, but I'm a mess, and I know I'm a mess, and I know this relationship's gonna fail, and there's nothing I can do, but, like, I'm a fucking mess, but I need to be, like, that kind of thing, and you're just like,
Yeah.
oh my god. Yeah, and there's like, so much that you can see and get out of this game that it's like, it's an emotion, it, like, hits you right, like, damn, this is, it, I think you're right, I liked, I was about to say Fatal Frame, my brain just died. Not Fatal Frame. What's the two girls and the thing?
Life is Strange.
Life is Strange. It's like Fatal Frame.
Fatal
They take
Frame.
photos. They're
the same. They're the same, yeah.
Almost rhymes, yeah.
Yeah. No, so this game rings as a combination of Life is Strange, and the music, definitely. The music vibe is very Life is Strangey. It has a Life is Strange vibe, but also, more importantly, it has an Oxenfree thing to it as well, where you can, like, choose and make choices in conversations that affect the way you interact with people. I'm telling you, this is a game that you should definitely pick up.
So in conclusion, yet another game that I'm not going to get to play this month because every good game comes out this month.
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah. It's
So this is for PC, right?
it's on PlayStation now, I think.
Yeah,
it's
also
on
on
consoles.
PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes. I'm sorry. I'm much more of a console gamer, so when a game is on console, I get really happy. So that makes me happy.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is one of those things that someone in chat mentioned that Jessie finally got the feeling I got from Undertale. Like, I feel like that's the reason why I like this game is, unlike Undertale, I didn't have to go through the, like, grinding of an RPG to experience the story.
Right.
And so, even though I think the Undertale story is fantastic, and I think the characterizations in that are great, I just hated the gameplay of it. But this one, because it's just an exploration, like, bounce around on telephone wire kind of game, there isn't a lot of stuff hampering you from experiencing the story. So you get the full story, and I love it. I love it to death. This may be, right now, one of my favorite games of the year, just in advance of the year.
I can't wait for you to finish it. I would love to talk with you about it after
I'm
you
excited.
finish it.
Yeah. So far, I'm very impressed. And as it picks up in the weird side of the story, and we get to see, like, things that I'm finally like, oh, here's the game. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Jesse's favorite state of mind.
Like,
Oh, here's the game.
Yeah. When the story finally picks up, and it's like, oh,
Oh my!
I see where we're going. Yeah.
I found it.
Mhm.
For something a bit lighter, I played that weird Where's Waldo game called Hidden Folks, and it's actually fantastic. It's a game where it just shows you, like, a gobbledygook mess of shit, right? It's like, here, you're in a forest, and when you just glance at it, you're like, everything looks the same. There's so many people. There's so much going on, right?
This is that black and white game, right?
It's a black and white game. It has a color option that you can switch to that makes all of the whites slightly orange in case it's, like, hurting your eyes. But it's great. The dev came into my chat while I was playing it. It's called Hidden Folks.
Done.
And
now it's on the screen. Look at me. I'm helping.
Yeah.
I'm professional and shit.
You're super professional. The dev made every single sound in this game with his mouth, and it's hilarious. It's one of those games where even if it's not something that you're looking for, if you click on it, it'll make a sound or it'll have, like, an action, right? So you wind up really, really loving looking for these things because it gives you kind of hidden object style. It gives you, like, a bunch of stuff that you're looking for. If you hover over each thing, it'll explain to you. It'll give you, like, a hint. You know, it'll be like, oh man, tired Terry is really sleepy today, probably because he went to the movie shop. Right. And then you're like, oh, shoot. OK, I'm going to look around in this town for the movie shop and see if I can find tired Terry. Right. And yeah, everything that you click on does something and has this hilarious noise. Like I'm trying to remember what it was. I think that it was the cars. There was one that took place in a neighborhood, and every time I clicked on a car, you just hear beep beep. I thought it was so funny. So I was like clicking on all the cars. They were like beep beep, beep beep, beep beep. It's just so funny. Yeah, the dev is super cool. The game is really fun, and they're adding more. Like they released it with a decent amount to do, not like a ton, but there are more levels that they're adding in.
Cool.
So yeah, that game is super fun and really, really cute. If you're looking for something to just kind of like space out and have fun with, Hidden Folks, it's fun.
I love that there's so many games that people are starting to take seriously now, like actually where it's just like, okay, yeah, this is like here's what the game is. Let's like take this simple premise and like let's experience that premise instead of being like, why isn't this in the game? Like more, let's have it come now. Like, you know, I love that like we're just looking at like a picture book trying to find Waldo again. It's tight.
Right. Yeah, it's great.
I also like those games that, speaking of simplified, the ones that are essentially choose your own adventure games.
Yeah.
I'm fine with those being games now.
It's mostly just text.
Yeah, it's mostly text
Yeah,
and you're just
I
reading,
love
but
it
I
too.
don't care. I think it's great. I like the idea that I'm just like, click. Okay, next part.
Yeah, like I'm also playing Dark Souls, but like sometimes I just want to chill out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't want to stress over dying
Right.
repeatedly.
Yeah.
Nonsense. Everyone should enjoy Dark Souls all the time.
Right. I should always play Dark Souls.
Yeah, that should be all that you play. If you could rebrand the decks so that it was the Darks.
The Darks.
The Dark Souls.
The Dark
Darks.
Souls.
But it's all, it's just
I
Pokemon
tried.
still?
It's still just
It's Pokemon, but
only
like,
Ghost Pokemon.
It's the Dark Souls of Pokemon. Yeah. It's a roguelike.
Hell yeah.
That'd be great. Have you guys played anything else this week? Anything crazy? Don't say anything. I'm saving it, Gerard.
Aside from the Switch stuff?
I played something that wasn't the Switch.
Yo, talk to us.
I played. Well, I just got sent a code yesterday for the brand new Spectre Knight, Shovel Knight.
Oh, yeah.
campaign.
How is that?
This game is business.
Is incredible. They
Your
so
microphone, like, bleeped you.
Yeah, it was like, no, you will not sweat the day.
did you guys play Plague Knight campaign for Shovel Knight?
Yeah.
So you know how
Great, though.
So you know how essentially it was the same levels as Shovel Knight with like extra areas to go travel to.
They kind of just like edited it so that you could get around with your new powers, basically, for Plague Knight.
Yeah, there's like also secret little hidden path to add different parts of the levels. In Spectre Knight, they redid every level. It's a brand new game. It is a brand new game done in the Shovel Knight engine, if you will. I feel like Shovel Knight perfected the art of kind of making a really solid platformer Mega Man game. This one is really in the zone of perfecting Ninja Gaiden or Ninja Gaiden for some people, and how Spectre Knight handles, because Shovel Knight's kind of more up and down, with his bounces and pretty straightforward, and Plague Knight has a lot of potions and things that like make fly across the levels and kill enemies. Spectre Knight is like it's Shovel Knight. It's like Sonic meets Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah,
where
that's exactly what I was
like,
gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah, you can, when you jump towards an enemy, you have a lock on, and you can kind of diagonally attack them. And as you go up and around, some of the levels end up making it so you like attack an enemy, fall all the way down, and then attack the enemy going back the other way to get onto a ladder. So it's just genius level. And if you guys like Shovel Knight, Spectre Knight is a brand new campaign. It is awesome. I mean, I love Shovel Knight, obviously, but man, they killed it.
He does a kickflip
Awesome.
on his damn scythe. There's like parts where you like grind like tech deck style on stuff, and he like does kickflips. And the platforming is so much more like dynamic than Shovel Knight is. It's a lot more like you feel badass more than you're just like doo, doo.
Right.
Yeah, really cool stuff. Love it.
Cool.
It's hard, and you feel badass while you're playing it.
Sick.
Yeah. And new Shovel Knight comes with co-op, and that's
right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's Nintendo frustrating on the Switch. It's so good, like where you like fuck over your friend, that kind of thing. You're like, oh, you jumped on me and now I fell down a hole. Like that kind of vibe is large on the Shovel Knight co-op train.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of co-op, what game did we play this week, guys? That was something Island? Something...
Oh, the like simultaneous Mario Party game?
Castaway? Not Castaways. Marooners is what it is.
Marooners. Yeah, that's
Marooners.
It. Y'all need to
What
just
is
go
that?
look up Marooners. It's basically Mario Party.
Mario Party.
Alex, you can explain it.
Go on.
Like, okay, like, you know how in Mario Party, like, you have a game board and you like, oh, like, we're on this space. Now we're going to play this game. Instead of a game board for Marooners, there's like a map of like many islands. And
Okay.
it's more like a meanwhile on this island screen. And you just like start playing a mini game. And then like before the mini game is even done, like if somebody dies or somebody gets like a power up or something, it's like, okay, we're going to pause right there. And then it like zooms out, goes to this island. And you basically, by the end, you're playing like 6 or 7 Mario Party games simultaneously.
Interesting.
And like bouncing back and forth between them while you're still trying to like remember those mechanics and like remember what you were doing last time you were playing. Like there's ones where like, for example, like a thing will like come down on you that has like holes and you have to get in the right hole. And if you don't remember like where you were headed, like the last time you were playing the game, you might run the other way and get smushed. It's really tight.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. Really good stuff.
It's a fun game in that if you die, you can still mess with people. And so every
Or
time
sometimes you just vanish and like you can't control your character anymore, which might just be a thing that happens to just me, but whatever.
every time we play a game, without fail, something happens where he just disappears off the screen and no longer exists. And it's like almost every game.
Really tight stuff. Love it.
It's in and then he just screams for like 3 hours. He's like, ah! Ah! It's great. It's great.
That's my favorite way to lose.
It's angrily.
I do a lot of losing, guys. Best way to lose is by glitch.
I mean, here's real talk. I need to play Hollow Knight. Haven't even touched it yet.
Hollow Knight is fantastic. I can talk about Hollow Knight.
Yes, please do. I've been looking at that and I'm like, I want to play it so badly.
Oh my god, it's a beautiful game. It's very Metroidy. Metroidvania, I guess. You play you're like a little dude with a little pincer head. You're in a world of all bugs. And you go down a well. You come to this town where an old bug is like, our town used to be great, but there's a kingdom that's below us, and I think the kingdom is cursed. And so you go down this well, and you start the whole. You know, every time you play like an older Metroid game, you're instantly lost. You're like,
Yes.
I don't know where I am.
Yeah.
I don't know where anything is. That's absolutely the sort of feel that this game replicates, but in a way that's really cool. Like, you have so many different directions you can go, and you're like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to just go somewhere, right? I guess I'm just going to start exploring. And it winds up being really, really fun, and you eventually run into a guy who's, like, obsessed with cartography, and he's, like, making a map, and you can buy maps of different areas from him, and you can eventually, like, fill in areas that you've found that he didn't find, and yeah, again, in a very Metroid way, like, you could easily accidentally skip an area where you would get an ability that you need in order to get somewhere, and then you'll have to be like, oh shoot, well, was there a place that I didn't go, you know? And the whole aesthetic of the game is beautiful, and I love it. The controls are really tight. I just think that it's like a beautiful, great game. The
It's so
music's
cute.
lovely. Yeah,
It's so
right?
Cute.
Yeah.
The little boy is such a cutie patootie boy.
Mm-hmm. It's so good. I love it. And also, I'm wondering, I don't feel like this is a spoiler, but like the way that that like HP works in this game is you have sort of like a vial that looks like a mask. And as you attack things, you fill up the vial. If you get hit, you can use that vial. You can like hold down B, and it's kind of like you're focusing your power to heal yourself. So you can always see like how many like blips of health you have, and if you're down too low. If you lose all of them, you have to like go and recover your spirit almost. So like you come back and you're able to play, but the face, like the mask is kind of cracked, like it's broken. And you can play normally, but it's obvious that there's like something wrong. And the second you go back to the area where you died, there's this really creepy music, and you can just see like this black like evil that you left behind, and you have to like basically defeat yourself. And it's super
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, you said Metroidvania, and I had like a specific, idea in my mind, and then I saw the art style, and it's like, it's not Metroidvania, but it is. It's crazy. It has this like kind of Tim Burton Don't Starve vibe to it that I really, really like.
Right. Yeah, it's a beautiful looking game. And I don't think that it's until you start playing it and you're like, holy shit, this map is complex. Like, I can't remember where I've been. Like, I need to go back to this area, or I need to get back to the surface. It isn't until then that you're like, this feels a lot like playing Castlevania or Metroid. At least for me, it did.
And it's coming to the Switch, right?
Yeah.
Is it?
I think so.
Sick.
I saw a announcement from the company because I follow them on Twitter and was like, go on. I think it's one of their it's one of their big buy art console titles, which is pretty dope.
Yeah, the Nintendies or whatever they're called.
Get out, Gerard! Get out of here!
Out of here!
Hell yeah!
Nobody likes you. Nobody even likes you anymore. I hate
Three
you
more
so
days.
much.
3 more days. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna
3 more
fine.
days.
If we're just gonna keep showing off stuff we're getting.
I was never able to grab one. Every time I went to buy one, they were sold out.
Knowing Gerard he probably has 15 pre-ordered.
Don't worry, Dukes. I pre-ordered 3, so don't you trip.
I'll borrow one.
I'll take one from you.
I bought 3 because literally technically I pre-ordered 5 so far, but out of the 5 that I pre-ordered,
get the fuck out!
Hold on, but here's why I pre-ordered 5.
What? There's no reason in reality to pre-order.
Hold on.
You're the reason why there's a kid in the middle of like Idaho crying right now.
No. Let me explain why I pre-ordered so many.
Go on.
Walmart, Target, and Best Buy. They canceled so many goddamn pre-orders for the consoles. I was in the hotel room.
Oh, shit.
I pre-ordered my Switch from Walmart. Within 30 minutes, my pre-order was canceled. I bought it from Target. The same thing happened. I had so many pre-orders canceled that anytime I had the opportunity to buy one, I bought one knowing that it was going to be canceled. That's what I accepted. And so, out of the ones that I've gotten, I ended up 1 from Best Buy and 2 from Amazon. But my Target and Walmart ones got shut down. And who knows? Like maybe tomorrow I'll get an email saying, "Hey, it's canceled."
Hey, you have 5 Switches.
Yeah. Hey, you now have 5 Switches.
Hey, just kidding. Those weren't canceled. You have 10 Switches.
Look, the only
all I'm saying is it's fresh. It's refreshing to see so much just earnest Switch hype from you guys right now. I just love to see it. The chat's hyping about it. They're like, "Why are you pre-ordering so many?" Which means to me that everybody wants to buy one, which makes me feel chuffed. I'm chuffed.
I'm just feeling so chuffed, honestly. And I know we're not deep in Switch talk yet, but the second that I was standing there watching a friend play Zelda, I was like, "Fuck, I need it." Like I need this. I need it.
Yeah, we're not gonna get to Zelda yet, but real talk. Watching, if you just want to go, there's an Instagram, Instagram.com/NotoriousCox. Just go look at Gerard playing for, I think it's like 10 seconds. And I've never seen a man have that much fun. He literally is in the fun zone. And I'm like, man.
Literally in the fun zone?
Yeah, I was like, I wish I was in the fun zone.
I didn't even know, I didn't know when you were filming it. I just knew that you were on your phone, social media stuff. So I have no idea what the clip is.
It's just you shouting at the screen, and you're like, "Yeah, take that, get him, dog." It's not even in this game. It's just really.
Guard already unlocked all the extras with the amiibos.
He already has his amiibo unlocks. Man's killing it.
Damn, I want to play the Switch. As somebody who plays one game for his job all the time, it's hard to get me to sit down and play a whole freaking game.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild is gonna kill me, dude. I'm just gonna become like a wraith. I already look. Everybody in the chat's already like, "Yo, he looks like shit today." But like, I'm gonna look way shittier after I'm playing Breath of the Wild till 5 a.m. every day. Yeah, you think this is as low as I'll get? Just you wait. Just you wait.
Okay,
You're the best. Thank you, chat.
Yeah, you guys kill it. Here's my question. Before we move on to Switch,
Yeah.
I got this bad boy right here.
Oh, God, I want it.
I am going to tweet out during the break a photo from the art book. Guys, I know it's probably too soon, but I think I've fallen in love again, and it's with the art book version of Kristen. Is it Aloy? Yes. It's not I thought it was Alloy. It's Aloy.
Yeah.
The art book version of her is like literally every waifu that could exist crammed together in one. I'm just like, it's unfair. She doesn't exist. In fact, if she did exist, honestly, I would wish her better than me. Is because that's how much I love this woman. I'm like, oh my god, love her.
What's the name of the like sort of like desert looking princess? She looks like the Gerudo type people.
Great. You know what?
Princess
Great question. Hold on. I'm about to pull something only I can do. Kristen, do you want to talk about Horizon on the podcast? Sure. Yo, all right. I'm about to leave.
Kristen.
Yay!
So,
Is Jessie going to get more of those fruit snacks?
he's literally just watching me.
Just like always. All right.
Great.
not
What are we
weird.
talking
It's not
about? Horizon?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us your thoughts, your non-spoilery thoughts on Horizon.
Okay, well, I've only played 5 hours so far, so I have limited information.
It's only been out for
feel-
12 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think I did a great job, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You're killing it.
You're
Yeah.
killing it already.
Yeah, so I think it's incredible, and it's amazing, and it's a masterpiece, and it was really funny because I was actually playing it with my roommate's mom watching, and she's like 65 years old, and she was just like, wow, this game looks really pretty. Is this a real game? Is this a movie? This looks incredible. So
Aw.
even she thought it was awesome. I don't want to say too many spoilery things because I think that the best part of it is that you don't really know the story going in.
Right.
Don't really know what's going on, but yeah, if you like games like The Witcher, which I obviously do, you will love this game. It's so fun.
So can I ask?
Yeah, go
So
for
can
it.
I ask, are you like settling into a loop already, or are you just like still like, oh, what's this? Oh.
That
like-
one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely really excited. Yeah, I looked at the map, and I looked at what I did in 5 hours, and then I zoomed out, and I realized how big it was. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's really awesome. There are, let me see. There are definitely side quests. No spoilers. There are side quests that are really cool that are like Witchery, where you can see that there's more backstory into these other characters' lives. That's really cool.
Right.
And then, yeah, I don't know. You feel really badass when you take down robots.
It hurts me how many goddamn games there are that are coming out like this at the same time that are just like immense.
I
video
know.
game.
And Mass Effect's about to come out too, so there's another open
And
world for
Persona?
all of our
I
lives.
know, and
Yeah.
Persona.
Yeah. Gear up, guys. 4 weeks of insanity. No more games for the rest of the year. Just these.
I think
noticed-
Jessie might be on your computer.
Yeah, I noticed. In
Yeah,
your chat,
I can see that.
Wow, Kristen, I didn't know that you loved Jessie so much.
Yep.
I didn't know that
that's
you were
so true.
so
That is very
like such
true.
a huge fan of Jessie.
Yep, he's pretty cool.
Now, Kristen, you're playing on a regular PS4, right?
Yeah, I don't have. I'm talking about Horizon. I don't have a PS4 Pro because I'm poor. Yeah, normal PS4.
Okay.
And it
Still
and it
beautiful.
looks beautiful enough to be a movie on a
Yeah.
normal PS4.
Yeah.
I read
I have
somewhere-
a crush
I
on everybody in this game so far. So it's good.
That sounds like a movie.
I just have a crush on everybody that I've ever seen in my life.
Right. Even robot animals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what else there's to say because I don't want to say anything too like sketchy, but definitely
love it.
everybody play it. Yeah, it's so fun.
Great.
Yeah.
Huh,
Right, Jesse?
anxiety.
I haven't played it yet. I don't know.
Jesse's gonna play it later, and then he'll talk to everybody about it.
I know Sam's playing it right now. I was watching him before the stream.
Yeah, I saw that
I came
too.
upstairs to say hi to him, and I saw he was in a cutscene, and I was like, about face? Because I didn't want to see it.
Yeah, definitely don't know anything about it. That would be like
He
the
was
best
he was
way to go.
screaming a little earlier. Maybe there's a little bit of is it hard?
No, not really. Personally, I'm very bad at shooting when it's not on PC. So that part makes this hard for me, but there's a lot of stealth elements in it, so if you're not good at the shooting thing, you can do fine just by stealthing.
I'm so hype. I'm so
Yeah.
damn hype. Holy crap.
Yeah, man, soon, post-podcast, get in on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got 4 days.
I got it downloading on my PS4 Pro right now. I'm excited to play it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
shit.
apparently the game was natively made in 4K, so I'm super excited what it looks like.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah.
Sick.
Great. Well, I'm going to move it over to Jessie now, because I'm definitely not a good host for this podcast.
You're lovely. Thank
I
you
hope
so
I'm
much
as
for,
good as
for
TV.
being our guest.
Anytime. You ready?
I'm ready. I tweeted out the thing.
Great.
Now everyone can see my love.
I'm out. I'm so out. I'm leaving.
She just quit. She just quit, you guys.
Yeah, she quit just now.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey everyone. I'm back
What's
now.
up, dog?
I've returned.
Welcome.
Can I just say, Jessie looking better today. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Dude,
Story
at least
of my
it's not-
life.
I've been called a porn star or porn scriptwriter from every decade from the 60s to the 90s. So
Wow.
don't feel too bad.
Yeah, so if you go to Twitter right now, you can see the art book photo. Twitter.com/Jessie Cox. Basically, she is like, if you from now on, people are like, when people say, Jessie, what's your perfect woman? I'm just gonna send them that art book. Literally, I can like.
Oh my gosh, she's
She's
beautiful.
gorgeous, and that's, but in like that like next door kind of way, and just like
Right.
she's just so cute. And
Sure.
she covers all the bases, y'all. I can't fight it. I can't fight my love. I need everyone to know she's my newest and #1 waifu, and I'm just like, I can't. And not even
I'll
the
get
game.
you a dakimakura with her on it. And then you can squeeze it to sleep every night.
There you go.
But like, I like my space. I don't want to like.
You don't want her to get too clingy.
Yeah, you know, they take all the covers and you're freezing in the middle of the night. I don't.
Right,
I
yeah.
don't need that. I don't want that.
It's good that you have your priorities.
Yeah, definitely. Priorities are straight and we're good.
Yeah.
All right, look, chat. Don't tell any of my other waifus that I have a new waifu. We'll be fine. We'll be good.
Don't let this incredible video game completely eclipse Pac-Man Championship Edition 2, which is like, it sounds like I'm joking. That first one of those games is like one of the funnest arcade games I've ever played in my goddamn life. So
All of the Pac-Man Championship games are great.
they're so tight. Like, don't sleep on that shit. If you got like $10 to spend or whatever it costs instead of $60, go get Pac-Man. It's tight.
Is there anything else before we hit break? Any small games we're going to talk about?
Yeah, I can say that I also played God Eater 2 Rage Burst because
Is that a PS4 one?
of the anime. It was made for Vita, and it's now been released on PC. So I played the PC version. It's very obvious this is a Vita game. You know how in Vita games where it's like, all right, and now you're going to go do this mission, and now you're going to go do this mission. You realize very quickly, wow, there are only like 3 maps in
Yeah.
this whole game.
Everybody's super smooth.
Yeah, that's you can definitely tell it's made for Vita. It looks nice. It's basically like I hated the anime, just as a side note to anybody who's like, "Oh man, did you like the anime?" I actually really hated it. But this game is basically like,
It seems super contrived.
well, it's dystopia Monster Hunter, right? It's like
Everything
everybody
you do is bad or something, right?
Well, they use warriors who sync up well with these weapons, but the weapons are made of monsters. And so you have to like feed the monsters other monsters. So you like go out and you fight these like alien monsters because they're destroying the world and there's only a small bastion of humans left. And then when you defeat the monster, your weapon has to eat it.
And that's the plot of the anime.
And that's the plot.
Yeah.
And the cutscenes that we did watch were fantastic because there's a giant frog head you can put on yourself, and hot damn, you definitely wear them into your cutscenes, and oof, it makes everything great.
And
There's like really, oof, there are really serious cutscenes where people are talking about like the future of humanity, and then it'll like do a shot that's supposed to be over your shoulder, but your head is so big you can't see anything. Oh god, it's quality. Yeah, so we had fun. I would say Monster Hunter is absolutely better, but I think that if I had played it on Vita, I would be like, oh, this is a pretty good Vita game. But because I was playing it on PC, I just kept being like, God, another map, maybe, just like something else.
That's
like,
how I felt about Final Fantasy Type 0. You're just like,
Yeah.
no, give me this portable, bite-sized chunks. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the monsters that you fight, the gods, if you will, the monsters that you fight in the game do get progressively like way cooler, like really, really cool, interesting monsters. So that absolutely made it worth it. But controls wise and everything else, I was just like, well, that's a game. I had fun, but I probably will not play that again.
Yeah, I think that'll be my exact same response to the Berserk game.
Really? Oh God, I bet the Berserk
But
was going to
Berserk-
be
I am
amazing.
super.
Berserk is a great anime, though.
This is what I'm saying though. I'm super excited to play it, but everyone who has played it so far has been like, meh. I don't think I'll play it
Really?
again. It was fun,
No!
which breaks my heart because I want it to be so good.
Yeah.
Berserk Dynasty
Oh,
Warriors
that's so
is like
sad.
going to be amazing. I don't know.
There's never been a bad Musou game. Let's be real.
That's
If you like it, it's just the same damn thing every single time.
It's literally the only reason. Look, let's be real. Zelda's great, but Switch. The reason why I'm getting you is because of Fire Emblem Warriors or whatever they're calling it. I want that so badly. I want it so badly.
Dude, Sam is still completely addicted to Fire Emblem Heroes.
So
Are you
am
still
I.
playing that a bunch?
Yeah, man, I love that thing. It
just makes me want to play good Fire Emblem, though. I just like I'm playing it and I'm like, this. I'm not actually playing a game. I'm just like farmvilling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like try after Mario Run. I just was like, I think I'm going to stop playing mobile games for a while. I loved Mario Run, but I got so much shit for playing it that I just was like, I think I'm just going to stick to playing console games for a while.
Mario Run was pretty good. I
loved Mario Run. I thought it was great. They have a bunch of like cool holiday events all the time. It's cool. It's fun, but you know,
yeah,
I don't know. Fire Emblem just did not seem appealing to me. So I'm with you. I'm with you, Jesse. Though Warriors is going to be sick.
Yeah, I'm excited for all of those types of games. Every time a new one comes out where it's like a different franchise and it's something new, and it's like, we're taking this thing and making... Like when Zelda Hyrule Warriors came out, that was the dopeness. I was so excited to play that, and it shocks me continually that there's still updates and things for it. I'm like, man, I should go back and play, but I have stuff to do.
I wonder if it's gonna be a Dynasty Warriors game or like the Orochi, because I typically when they do the licensed games, I really liked the Dragon Quest one because it had the like Orochi structure more because it's like a little bit more RPG-y, like with a party and with like a little bit more. It's a little bit, I don't know, it's like a less complicated, and I thought that was really cool. But I don't know, like Hyrule Warriors was very, very a lot. There was like a lot to do in there, and I don't know how much time I can put into that.
Well, they always have a lot.
I definitely did not finish Hyrule
Right.
Warriors.
Yeah. What was your final playtime on that, Gerard?
Well,
How dare you shame this man?
It's
How dare you?
It's not a shame thing. It's like he's the only one who did it.
Well, it's changing now because I need to like keep playing it because they keep updating the
Because the
game.
DLC.
Oh.
By vanilla completionist run without any of the DLC, it took me 256 hours
Nope.
in the first three me having the game, and then I have already finished for my update video that I'm going to make in like 3 years. I've already finished the Majora's Mask map and the hard mode map, and I think I've racked up another 200 hours. So
Damn.
they added more characters and more weapons and items and amiibo support. So it's still a great game that keeps on giving, but man, Is it a nightmare for completionists?
When one of the games finally kills you, can I have all your stuff?
I'll put it in the will, yeah.
Cool.
Can I have the
thank you.
Switch?
Yeah, I don't want the Switch. I just want everything else. You have an office full of cool stuff that I want, so...
You want all this? You want all the stuff
Yeah,
over
when we
here on
come
the
in
wall?
one day and you're just dead and there's a death screen on the screen as well because you fell off a cliff.
Just says game over.
Yeah. I'm gonna not only am I gonna take a photo and tweet it out as like, haha, it got him, but I'm also
Got him.
got him.
Ha!
Got him.
Actually, all I want is your Switch Pro controller. Can I have that if you die?
You want this?
Yeah, if you die, I want that. Those are hard to get.
I hate
want
you
this
so
right here?
much. Get out of town. You know
That's what I
what?
want. It's sick.
There's no. You're a bad man, Gerard. You're a bad man. All right. Speaking of your badness, when we come back, I'm going to change it right now so people can get hype. We're going to do it right now.
Anime
That
gamer
new
some shit. Come
Zelda.
on, man. At least put the real game name there.
There you go. That new Zelda. When we come back, that's what we'll talk about. And now,
New Zelda.
now to try my hardest to not only get this commercial break right, but play a sponsored video, because today we straight up sponsored, like always, by our good friends at Squarespace. God help me.
Woo!
God help me.
Squarespace.
So easy to make those websites, man. Damn.
Yeah, just
Hot damn.
Just
I
know
can
for a
make
fact.
20 websites during this break. It's so easy.
I
It
go
is the
hard.
easiest.
Statues.
And they have 24/7 support and tons of templates and all sorts of fun things. So here we go.
With swords.
Don't forget
bear
to
with
mute
me.
us.
Bear with me. And they're muted? Okay, then, wait for it. Then we do... Today's episode is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a domain, website, or online store, make your next move with Squarespace. Guys, real talk. I am going to let you in on a secret. I'm not that proficient when it comes to the world of tech stuff. I know. I seem like I got it together. I don't. Every day is a struggle. It is keeping up with you damn kids. It's tough. It's tough. But somehow there exists at jessiecox.com. I made it with Squarespace. Real talk, I did. They have these amazing, beautiful templates that you can use. And then I took one and just sort of tweaked it a little bit. Everything's built in. It's an all-in-one platform. You can make it all there. Nothing to patch, install, upgrade, whatever. Customer service out the wazoo. There were people I could talk to and I was like, this doesn't make sense. Help me. And they are there 24/7. You can get a domain there if you want. You can make any kind of website you want. In my case, it was a website to show off all the stuff I do on the internet and have it in one place. So you can go there right now and look. It's awesome. I couldn't be more happy. And you can have the same happiness. Let me be your guru. Start your free trial today at squarespace.com/co-optional and get 10% off your first purchase. I know you'll love it. I love it. And I will leave it at that. Let's get back to this show. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're here with the podcast to talk about the awesomeness that is that new Zelda. Also, to make sure that TB is happy, Squarespace. Totally 100% you guys should go there.
So easy to make those sites.
It's true. JessieCox.com exists because of Squarespace. And it literally is just an automatically updating everything that I do in one place website. So, like...
Oh, nice.
Award-winning templates.
Yeah, you just go there and it's all in one page.
Award-winning.
Dope. It's super dope. So, let's talk Zelda. Holy majoli.
Woo! It's so close, you guys. It's so
Now we're gonna
close.
watch. Now we're
Talk
gonna
to me,
watch
my dude.
Gerard.
Talk to me.
We're gonna watch him tiptoe around his NDA.
Yeah, try desperately to not break NDA while
There's
telling
a
us about
pretty-
Zelda.
Here's
There's a pretty hefty document that I tried skimming through before we did this.
Before we do anything, because I know there are probably a lot of people out there who are just like, Zelda, boop, boop, boop. First off, whoever you are, let us show you the light and show you the love of this franchise. But more importantly, I don't have this game. I've only watched Gerard play a little bit. The stuff I've seen has been super beautiful and super refreshing and super crazy. And there's a lot of things that... Here's all I'll say. Gerard pulled a me, and rather than experiencing the story, spent maybe 2 or 3 days just doing side quest things. And all that stuff still was super entertaining. So I'm just going to hand it off to you and let you do your thing. Take us away. Take us away, dude.
So, I want to say a lot about this game in regards to what everyone thinks about Zelda. For instance, everyone knows that Zelda has like this big grandiose approach to it, right? It has like, the same old familiar style of how this game is. In my opinion, Breath of the Wild is the most non-Zelda you'll ever play.
Or the most Zelda.
At the same time, it's also the most Zelda. It tends to I know. Well, what it does is it borrows a lot from other games while making it its own. You know, it is kind of weird that there's like a quest system now. You know what I mean? That is a new thing in the Zelda game that we never had before.
Right.
The fact that you've got weapons that aren't the Master Sword, but there's something else. It's kind of crazy. You have this massive world. Literally, if you can see it, you can touch it. That's like kind of the big thing to it. I haven't touched the plot yet. I did the first mandatory mission, and then the rest has just been me running around and touching things and going into little mini dungeons and collecting items, meeting people and fighting monsters. This, I don't want to say this because it'll make Alex happy, but this game literally is the Zelda Dark Souls. It is tough as balls. It is tough as balls. It's really, really hard. And the cool thing is that you can literally go, my God, Alex. There you go, Alex. Suck it up. Enjoy it. There's just an infinite amount of things to do, and everyone's gonna get lost. I haven't touched the plot yet, and I'm already about 35 hours in. And when I interviewed Anuma and Miyamoto, the big thing they told me was you can go straight to Ganon in the very beginning of the game. That is true, but it is going to be incredibly hard for you. You have to, I don't want to say level up because there's no leveling up, but you have to get better and better with Link. You have to get him more hearts and stamina and things like that.
Mm.
I mean, I played it for a couple hours, like over the last couple months. You know what I mean? Like at E3 and whatnot, we went and got to play it a little bit more than most people who've played it, besides Gerard. But like for me, like this is like an article that I read years ago that was about, I believe, like around the time Skyward Sword came out, and was using it kind of as an example of Zelda kind of like getting away from itself a little bit in terms of game concepts. And like if you go back to like Zelda 1 or Zelda 2, like on the NES, right? Like other than the instruction manual and like the map that you had, you don't really know, like just the idea of like, just remember that like that wall that to walk up to and blow up because like that's what everybody does and has done for 30 years or whatever. Like at one point in time, like nobody knew that wall had a freaking door behind it that you could like go inside of. And like, you didn't know which temples you were supposed to go to in which order. You didn't know a lot. And like a lot of people who played the game, especially people who like rented it or were borrowing it from a friend or bought it used from somebody, like they didn't even have the map or the instructions. And a lot of the reason why that first Zelda is good is not just because like it's the, sets the bones of like, go beat the temple, go get the thing, like get the weapon, whatever. It's because the world, unlike a lot of the other newer Zeldas, the world does not give a shit about you. Like, it doesn't exist just for you to solve it. It exists as like a real environment with monsters, and you need to figure out what you're even supposed to do. Whereas with, you go to Skyward Sword or you go to Twilight Princess or something like that, you get to a new environment and you're like, okay, well, there's like the ladder that I need to climb and this door that leads me here. This is all.
Game is literally about you.
It's all for me. It's all for me to like go do. And I think that like the big strength of Breath of the Wild is that you really feel like you're in a world again that has like existed for a long time and that you are just sort of like waking up and going into, as opposed to like you're not going to solve this game.
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of people who play it aren't going to finish it to the degree that Gerard is going to finish it, for example. And I think that's really exciting to me.
Yeah, I full disclosure, I have not touched this game at all, but I've watched multiple friends play it because I have multiple friends who present the game. But yes, I will say first feeling that I had when I saw it was, holy shit, this is beautiful. Like when a bunch of us watched the trailers, we were like, oh my God, what's happening?
He's like letting you touch it, I think.
I'm touching it.
I thought he just got up and left to play the Switch.
This actually feels like kind of nice to hold.
Right?
I have also never touched a Switch.
Guys, this podcast is brought to you by Nintendo.
No, it's not. No, it's brought by
Nice. I like
Squarespace, not Nintendo.
You touch Zelda.
No, I've touched Zelda. Oh, but yeah, like when all of us watched the trailer, right? The internet was blowing up with just, oh my God, that trailer was gorgeous. But the game itself also just looks incredible, right? And yeah, there's so many elements to it where when you're running around, you're just like, oh my gosh, this feels like Zelda.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
It winds up being like this gorgeous, beautiful environment to run around in while also not losing the Zelda feel. Like you feel like you're in a Zelda game, just like an overgrown, wild Zelda. And I think that's exactly what they were going for, and they nailed it. And oh my God, when I was watching a friend who I won't disclose. I don't know why. I just feel like maybe
Looking out for him.
Yeah. I was watching a friend play it, and they were like, yeah, they popped up on the map, and they were like, yeah, I've been like running around in here, and I'm trying to get over here, and then they zoomed out, and what they had explored in the first like 20 hours of playing was like this big, and the map was huge, and they were like, yeah, but I'm supposed to get like over there, and I was like, what the fuck? This map is huge.
Yeah, the map in this game, I'm not sure what Gerard's allowed legally to talk about, but I didn't sign anything, so F it. The map of this game is like enormous, but I still don't know if I can compare it to Witcher or Skyrim yet.
Right.
In terms of size,
Well,
in
it's
terms
bigger
of
than
size,
Skyrim.
yes.
We do know that.
Yeah, but I don't know about in terms of stuff to do.
Right. Like I bet like it looks huge. My big concern, and this is my concern with every open world game that is like this, that's really, really big. And maybe Gerard can say this. I don't know what he can say, but my big concern about giant open world games like this is the fact that there's so much to look at, but not enough to do. And so it won't be till I actually get in there and look around will I be able to tell if because there's, you can go to extremes. I think so far my favorite game that's open world has been Witcher 3, which is like because there's stuff to do everywhere.
It's so
And
it reeks of like handmadeness.
Yeah, there's everything about it. There's something to do in every corner of the world. And I feel like this game looks like there's a lot to explore and there's a lot to visually see, but I'm not sure there's a lot to do in this world.
Right.
And so I'm very curious, Gerard, if you can talk about the open worldiness of this game and the map size. Can you say anything about that?
So the map size is huge. Very, 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 very big. Probably one of the best in the most recent weeks I can think of in terms of games. But
I feel so bad for you having run around this office to get.
I know. Look, it was a good bit. I committed.
It was a good bit.
It
Solid
was a good bit.
Yeah.
Good
I got
comedy.
to touch a Switch and Zelda for the first time at the same time.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit of column A, column B. There is a lot to explore. There's a lot to touch. There's a lot to see. At the same time, a lot of it is open, and a lot of it is just kind of up to you. Now, I will say, depending on certain events or certain quests you do, they will start filling in more things in the world. So missions and quests that you had before start appearing in different places because you did other missions to make them spawn. So,
Interesting.
this isn't in the game, but this is like an example, right? So it's like, oh, I am a worker who dreams of, having a home, but now I'm a stableman. Hey, could you help me get a horse or something? And then you go and you get the horse, and he's like, great, thanks for believing in my dreams. And then later on in the game, it's like, oh, this character has now built a farm or a house, and so it kind of fleshes out depending on what you've done.
Yeah.
Also, we just finished. Me and Gerard just finished The Last Guardian on Super Beard Bros. And like a big thing about this game, and I know I'm in the minority here. I know that like whenever I talk about this, like people just like love to come down on me super hard, especially because it like translates into me like enjoying a game like Destiny a lot more than some people. Like I'm totally fine with like part of the reward of exploration just being like more texture and more like enjoyable stuff. Like The Last Guardian is a very like lore light game, right? Like it's very quiet. It's very like much about just like being in the environments and like looking around and enjoying the dog that's with you. But like
just staring at Toriko for hours.
Yeah. But like for me, like, you know, looking at like a ruin and being like, what the fuck, like what actually happens here? Like even having seen the ending, which like reveals sort of like the plot of The Last Guardian, there's not a lot of questions that are like 100% answered, but the fact that there's meat for me to bite into and like engage with on my own with my imagination and with other people is like really big for me. And one of the things that I really, really fucking love about the Breath of the Wild, like that I've played so far, is looking at like the names of shit and like reading like, oh, like seeing like almost like linguistic threads that like connect to other parts of Zelda that I know about, and like, you know, sort of like just postulating and feeling almost like Indiana Jones or something, like looking around and being like, oh my god, like I wonder if my theory about like this like these people like being the progenitors of these people is like real. And I love like engaging with the game on that level. I don't know.
I'm with you 100%. It's one of the things that I love in games, finding random shit that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the game but adds to the world. And world building in games, I think, has always been very, very important to me. And, you know, experiencing things that aren't necessarily... This goes back, again, completely... I'll tell this story again to anyone who will listen, but I'm convinced this is true, and I believe it, and if I ever made a game, I would do this shit so quickly. Years ago, when I was really big into Dead Space, still think Dead Space 1 and 2 are some of the best games ever. Dead Space 3, I even love Dead Space 3. Get off my level! Anyway...
Get off your level. Damn.
Don't even get on it. I want to be there by myself and justified. So in that game, there's Peng. And Peng is just like a world thing that literally does not matter to the story at all. And the devs said that a long time ago they went to like a GDC or something. And while they were there, a guy gave a talk about how, hey, when you make a game, some really cool techniques are to create, like, in order to create your world.
I love this story. Yeah.
In order to create your world, in order to make this world fuller without actually having to do anything, because it's all in the mind of the game player. Let me give you a good example of an easy way to do that. You have a cutscene. Let's say it's a World War II game. You have a cutscene where the troops are marching into a town and 3 enemy tanks start rolling at them. At the end of the cutscene, one tank zooms off left and start the level. Only have 2 tanks in the level. For the remainder of this game's life cycle, everyone will be like, where's the third tank? What's that third tank about? Is that a super third tank? What's that tank doing? How's that tank doing things? And everyone will be obsessed over that.
It's so real. I used to write game theory, you guys. It's like what we live for over there on that show.
And it's one of those things where if you put that in, another great example is in Witcher 3 recently. There's an area where there's a bunch of people worshiping a giant, what appears to be stick Cthulhu kind of thing. It is not a quest. It is not a story. It is just there. And when you get near it, it starts to rain and storm, and you're like, what is all this Cthulhu in this world? And it's one of those things, doesn't have anything to do with the game. It's there because it's fun and silly, and now you're more in the world of this game. And Dishonored did that when they said there's another continent that exists, and it's really fucking crazy and creepy. You'll never see it, though, but that's where all the mystery comes from, is that place that you'll never get to. And it's like, oh, that's all I care about now, and I have to see what the rest of this is because I want to go. Those moments I see, having played similarly about probably the same amount as you, Alex. The stuff I've seen in Zelda is that, where you see, what is that over there? Holy crap, that's so weird. And you get to it, and you're like, this is an interesting temple that may or may not have something to do with past games, but what is its purpose here? Sorry, we're not even going to tell you. It's just there.
Now, doesn't that have value? Like, isn't the like it still represents like effort on the part of the developers, for example? Like they had to have the entire idea of like creating this backstory to like reflect these things, because you can tell that they all connect. Like you can tell that it's not just like BS, you know what I mean? You can tell that it's not just like them like, what if we put a fucking broken statue right here? This would be awesome.
Yeah.
Like it's really like they were like, okay, now like the people who used to live here like used to have this type of architecture and stuff like that. And like if that's not in the open world game, essentially you're just like playing a cell phone game with really good graphics. So like I think in this case, I think like, I mean, that's the Nintendo like sort of like sparkle that they put on it, if that makes sense.
The thing I will say about Breath of the Wild that really is rad is this. I mean, the whole story, the whole thing is that, you know, obviously in every Zelda, right, it's like a reincarnation of Link and Ganon and Zelda. This one, timeline-wise, I have no idea what's going on. Don't know where it exists. I think it's just its own thing. But what I will say is when you wake up as Link and you're walking around, you see these moments of holy crap, there's this like a robot or this guardian statue that's destroyed. And it's been sitting there for thousands of years, and you have no idea why it's there. You don't know how it got there, but you just know that this thing that you see was once a part of the universe from the very beginning. And as you go through further and further in the game, you find more of these architectures, these statues, missing arms and legs, and you really feel that there was something going on here before Link decided to join in on or wake back up from this whole experience.
Can I blow your mind? Can I drop some like crazy mind blowing on you?
Yeah.
I want to, because one of the things about Zelda is that the timelines are nonsensical crazy. And boy, do I wish they just didn't try, but they did. So now there is a timeline, and there's like two of them because there's a branch in the timeline. Okay. What if, because the earliest game in the timeline is not original Zelda, it is
Skyward Sword.
Skyward
That's supposed
Sword.
to be the beginning of in Skylab.
The legend of
Alright,
the time, Hero of Time.
And in
Right.
Skyward Sword, there are ruins and things that there's an older civilization, yes? Like
Yeah.
Obviously there's something older. A lot of people are saying that this new one is like the furthest down. It's the newest iteration of this timeline. It's the furthest down. I say, why can't this be the very first game?
Like
that all
the
those-
Legend of Zelda,
No, I'm saying, like, why can't this be in the first of
the
timeline?
earliest on the timeline. Yeah.
Yeah, and so this is before Skyward Sword, and all the things floated, and because we go back even further, because it does all the history stuff doesn't make sense unless you put it at the beginning. So I'm saying, what if?
What-
What if?
What
My
I've heard. Sorry.
I'm just gonna say my theory is that this is a remake of Zelda 1. That's what I think
Like
it
a
is.
total remake?
I think it's a reimagining of the first game, like, but subtly and not like
There
full
were
in.
there were some screenshots of the environment that are like really big ass, like sort of like epic versions of like geography from the first game, like in this game.
Well, so someone in chat said it's after Ocarina. They've confirmed that that's the case. I
That's
don't
what-
trust nobody, but okay.
Well, yeah, that's what I've heard is that this Link, the reason that he's waking up is because it's the same Link from Ocarina of Time who was put to sleep for whatever reason.
The one who lost or
and
whatever.
yeah, and wakes up and is in the same world, but it's overgrown. It's wild.
Interesting. So like maybe he gets the like Ganondorf treatment that Ganondorf usually gets, where he gets like sealed away or something like that.
Right? Yeah.
Interesting.
And so this is like the
situation,
lost.
Link.
This is the lost timeline, because in the timelines there's the one where he wins, and there's a timeline where he loses. So this is
Right.
the he lost timeline. Interesting.
Yeah,
I after playing a fair amount, there is a lot of truth, but there's a lot of incorrect with that. You find out pretty early
Okay.
on, but it's right there. It's like right in the center.
Okay.
Again,
it's-
I wish they just would have said, look, there is no timeline. It's just a retelling of the same tale of good and evil. Don't overthink it. That would have made this so much easier for my brain. Because now I'm just like, how is this connected? And how is that connected? Why can't they just say
But that's
each
what they
game's-
want.
That's
Why
how
can't
you
they just say
that's
each
how you
game's
feed
like
your fan
Final
base.
Fantasy? No. Final Fantasy, but then yet keep things similar. Like the chocobos are in there and shit. Just saying.
You don't think there's ever going to be like a Gaia Historia of like all the Final Fantasy stuff coming together?
I don't. You know what? I don't need that because it's just like the that Pixar stuff where it's like all the Pixar movies are actually in the same universe. Like F you, no, stop it, stop this. Yeah,
I'm with you, Jesse. I really feel that I guess this is just how I interpret Zeldas. Aside from Majora's Mask and maybe A Link Between Worlds, I really feel that each Zelda exists in its own universe.
Yeah,
And that's just how I've always seen it. I don't necessarily need them to all connect. I just know that, as what I like is prevalent in that, then that's what I'm all about.
Yep. I think I you know what? I don't know anything about this game except for what I played a little bit. So I mean, I think I'm excited for it. But Gerard, is there anything you can tell us that is really, really cool that you've experienced that you can get away with?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I find. I mean, people criticize me all the time because I find the weirdest things cool. So everyone loves puzzles. This game is all about puzzle solving. I feel like Nintendo has been listening to feedback about their previous games, and if you love puzzle solving, there are so many things to solve in this game. There's these little things called shrines, and they're little experiences in which you essentially solve
They're
a
like
puzzle.
mini games, right?
Yeah, kind of. It's like you are in a room or several rooms in which you have to solve a puzzle, and that puzzle is themed to the shrine you're visiting. So every shrine that's in the game is completely different, and how you challenge yourself to solve them all depends on how you interpret it. There's subtlety to figuring out how each thing goes on. The Shiite tablet, that thing is like your tool belt that tells you how to solve everything. And so every time you enter a shrine, it's like, okay, I can now use this your tool belt to solve this. And none of them ever seem impossible, but they are hard. And while you are struggling to solve them, you do have monsters and things show up and mess with you while you're trying to do them.
Some of those
Right.
monsters are straight up the worst and scariest things I've seen in a long time. Where it's Dark Soulsy, where they do
They're
not play
hard,
around.
yeah, they're hard. I remember trying to play this we went and did this like Zelda escape room thing recently, and at the end we were like
we did too.
Well, I just like
I'm bitter. I'm bitter about it. I'm bitter, guys. I'm bitter about it.
Did you lose?
I heard you guys destroyed it, and we got to the very end, and then got cut off in a line and lost.
We crushed it at like with 20 minutes to go, and so there was very few people who got these. Like we ended up being able to like try out the Switch and not have to wait in line, and they give you a 20-minute window, like a 20-minute window to play, and it was really crazy because like we're in the very beginning of the game, we're like going out, I'm like, oh, like look, there's some moblins over there, like I'm gonna go fight them. Granted, I didn't know that I could jump because I wasn't expecting to be able to jump in a Zelda game.
Right.
But like I was trying to fight these dudes, and like I was getting like literally like the dude right by the entrance of the game, like he's just like, and I'm just like dead, and I'm just like, oh my god, like slaughtered. Like that's how this game is.
One of the things
You'll die a lot. You
Yeah.
will. I have died so many times in this game, and I don't know if you feel bad about it because it has an autosave function, so you come back immediately, and the load times are pretty quick, which is nice. And it feels like death is it's important, obviously, because it's like, oh, you died, but your opportunity to get right back into the action is pretty quick, and it kind of forces you to, all right, you died, get back to it and figure out what happened.
Right. There's a really funny moment that I watched Gerard play a little bit, and it was just when he was going around doing random stuff, finding items, improving Link, trying to make the best character possible. And then I came back a day later, and his character appeared to be maxed out. Just had his stamina bars up all the way. His health is like huge. He is geared out with a bow that looks amazing, and he looks badass, and he's run up a hill, and then he encounters 3 skeletons, and they destroy him. And I'm like, where you at? He's like, I'm at the beginning of the game. And I laughed so hard. I was like, oh, boy, okay. So it clearly isn't about how how much stamina you have and how much life you have. That helps, but it's more about your actual skill in dodging out of the way and hitting these guys when you need to hit them. And
I also like deciding
cool.
how you want to play. Like there's crafting elements, there's like cooking that you can do. Like there's a lot of different ways to sort of progress based on like the things that you want to do in a Zelda game. You know what I mean? Be that like classic like Z targeting and solving puzzles and going around and riding your horse, or totally new open world crap like dyeing your clothes a certain color. There's
Holy
I've seen
shit.
many a screenshot of the clothing options, and I'm like, excited.
I need you to know.
I haven't even found that part yet.
I need you to know the most amazing thing. At one point, Gerard was trying to climb a mountain. This is what I love about this game. In other open world games, they say if you can see it, you can get on it, you can do it, or whatever. There's always the walls of mountains, right? There's always the mountain wall. Even if you can get to the top, you have to take a path or like go along certain routes to get there. This game, Gerard has flung himself at so many mountains and then just started climbing, and the only thing stopping you is your stamina. That's it. Other than that, you can just climb. And so watching him fling himself at mountains and get to the top of mountains to go explore has been amazing, but more importantly, seeing him get to the top of a mountain and noticing the temperature gauge, because suddenly the temperature drops drastically, and Link is wearing this skin-tight like t-shirt, like little boy shorts, and he gets up to the top, and when you go to the menu, it's just him going and free. It looks so funny. He's like, oh, poor Link, no.
Oh, poor boy.
There's also like ionically charged areas where if you're wearing like metal, like you get hit by lightning, like stuff like that. It's great.
Yeah, there's a desert that he went into that he started to overheat.
And the sound thing, right? Like you could sneak up on enemies, but like you can be too loud.
You literally have a backstab, just like in Dark Souls. You can creep up behind someone and just boom, and most of the time, yeah, it just fucking wrecks him.
It's so funny to watch him do it too, because you see Link sort of sneak, and there's little orb or whatever it is, like a sound thing underneath him.
Yeah,
and guys will just be looking the other way, like doop 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 doop. It's fun to see Link kind of badass his way through a game, and not just be yeah. It's
like
cool,
straight up killing dudes. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
I like Murderer Link.
I walked up to like a Bobakin camp, and they all were just sleeping, and I just snuck up behind the one that has like it has like the little horn, and if he spots you, he calls for backup. And so I just walk up and I just stabbed him and killed him, and the other two woke up and looked at me, and then they just ran away.
Oh no.
They just put their hands up and started running from me, and I was like, oh hell no, and I just threw my weapon at them. It was so fun.
Another thing I think is cool is that from watching you play some of the puzzles, they all seem very, very difficult, but the solutions were something that was so obvious that when we were in the room, we were just like, of course that's what it would be.
Really clean puzzles.
Yeah. And I think that's the puzzle making this game is genius. And if you're one of those people who plays Zelda for the puzzles, you're going to have a lot of fun. There's a lot of really clever temples and shrines and stuff you can visit that are just like, hey, here's a clever puzzle we thought up. Good luck.
Yeah.
So.
And it doesn't make you feel dumb either. That's the fascinating part is you get to a hard puzzle and you're like, no, I know how to solve it. It's right there in front of me. I have all the tools and the talent. I just have to dig deep. And out of all the shrines I've done, I've never encountered a shrine where it's like, I am missing an item. I am missing a thing. I have everything I need. You just have to buckle down and really think about it.
Right.
It's also great that if you get stuck, you can just be like, actually, I'm just going to like go do like a completely other, like equally important thing right now because this game is enormous, which is really cool.
Someone in chat asked if the puzzles were worth the effort. I think you would agree with me on this, Gerard. yes, they're worth the effort to improve Link, but it does not mean that you are overpowered for the game.
Yes, it's very much a slow build process. The more you solve, the more you get, and the better you become. But it's not like you do 3 or 4 of them and you become the best. It's you have to decide: are you going to be, someone who favors your health, or are you going to be favoring more on the stamina to climb and to survive a lot longer?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this game. I'm horrified though because it not only comes out as the exact same time as Horizon. Well, Horizon will be out a little bit before it, and Nier Automata is coming out.
And Mass Effect.
Yeah,
and Mass
Persona.
Effect.
Like there are all these games coming out, and it's just
Big boy games.
March is going to be a rough month, y'all.
I have to say, so far 2017, between RE7, Breath of the Wild, and just more, Zero Dawn, holy crap. This is already, we're only 2 months, 3 months into the year, and we're already, what?
Inundated with good games.
Just stop the year. Get to the end of March, early April, and stop. We're good. We're good.
Yeah. People are curious about just the Twitch in general, if you want to talk about that, Gerard. I mean, I don't have much experience with it. I know Dukes doesn't, but I know you two definitely do.
It's
with
pretty.
With the Switch.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
It's clean. It doesn't feel like you're going to break it, even though it's pretty small and light. I mean, now that you've touched it, Dukes, I bet you can kind of attest to that.
Yeah.
It feels Nintendo solid still, if that's a thing. The Joy-Cons, a lot of people are like, those seem like they're going to be too small. Yeah, they're pretty small, but they're not uncomfortable. There's not a bad one. There's not you don't want the right one or the left one. It's not that type of situation, at least for me. One of the things that's really important about it for me is that they, if you look at the D-pad, they've replaced their classic sort of Nintendo D-pad with 4 buttons, a la the PS4, which, means that you can kind of use them as buttons as well, depending on which way you're holding the controller. It's a clean system. I really think it's cool. I'm not too worried about a lot of the things that people are talking about with it that are just seem like problems that people are inventing. Let's say it not having Netflix on it, for example. It's who cares about that? There's you can take pictures with the system. There's a lot of stuff you can do.
You can take Snapchats, but there's no camera on it, so it's Snapchat's not Snapchat, but you can take a snap of your gaming experience.
Yeah.
I don't do social media. Yeah, I tried.
So, really quickly, the other controller, the Pro controller.
Yes.
This thing's the boss daddy.
I saw Gerard the other day stick an amiibo on it, and it worked. And I was like, "Get out of town with that!"
Every console or every controller, I guess, has the support for amiibo. At first, there was definitely many moments where I was like, "Am I holding it? Am I holding it right?" And it wasn't happening. But I actually had to go into my options and turn the amiibo on. But yeah, I played the Pro controller a lot at the demo events, and I hated it. I wanted to destroy it because it felt like a prototype. It didn't feel like it was ready to be used in the capacity that Nintendo wanted. The buttons were small. The analog sticks didn't feel right. It felt awkward to hold. And then they sent me the Pro controller, the final version of it, and I was blown away with how they changed it. They made the buttons a lot bigger. The analog sticks are perfect. There is a D-pad on it, which is great. And the buttons on the top, the L's and the R's and the ZL's, the ZR's, are much wider, and they're much more firm when you press down. It feels like they have that springy click that they do on the other consoles.
Right.
And then the grip feels really solid. Before, it kind of felt all like one matte piece, but the sides of the controllers have this rough feel, where it feels kind of firm and nice. And that was my whole thing. Is the minute I picked up the Pro controller, I was like, that's the way I'm going to play all my games.
Does it have the HD Rumble built in, like the Joy-Cons?
Yes, it does. It does. and it
You
has
can tell between the ice cubes or whatever.
I haven't played 1-2 Switch with it, but I definitely it does rumble in a way where it can reflect that whole thing. The other thing too is that the controller has motion for just like the gamepad would. So if you're playing, like in Zelda, there are certain puzzles that require you to kind of tilt it, like those marble puzzles when you were a kid, the ball. Instead of like having to put the controller down, picking up the gamepad, and using the gamepad to do the motion, it's built into the Pro as well. So I don't know, they really thought of everything, and you can use the Pro controller while it's in mobile mode. You can kick the stand out and just sit it down and play right off the screen.
That's cool. Yeah, I like the idea that you don't need the rest of it for that controller.
Yeah.
There's also the like charging boy for the Joy-Cons. That's like a cool thing that has like grips, right? Do you have that?
Yeah. So your Switch will come with this. This is just the
it's a piece of plastic essentially,
piece of plastic essentially, yeah, but it's a holder for. So
you slide the Joy-Cons.
You slide the Joy-Cons on the side. So watch.
Oh, so then it becomes like a wannabe Pro controller.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You can pop out the.
And that's in the box.
Yeah, it comes standard, so you can just go plop and bam, and now you have a controller you can play with right here. In the event that you don't want to, do the wireless option like this, but there is a charge version of it, the same thing, but it has the micro USB-C on the top, so you can charge both of the Joy-Cons at the same time.
Huh.
Also, I don't know if you know this, but when you actually put the Joy-Cons onto the screen, it makes the like sound from like the Switch.
Really? That's so
Yeah.
funny.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, overall thoughts so far? Have you played anything else besides Zelda?
I have 1-2 Switch here. I haven't opened it up yet, just because I haven't had enough people in the office to like sit down and set it up. The online stuff isn't on yet, and it'll be ready to go. I think the day before on the 2nd. Because every time I try connecting online, it's like, there's a software update. Do you want to update? I hit yes, and then it's like, hey, about that, check back in a couple more weeks because we're not ready for that.
Interesting.
So right now, it's literally just playing. It's my Zelda machine until they start the online store. I'm really excited to be able to what's it called? Just like play it on the go and really like buy games on the virtual console, because I love virtual console stuff, and that's I'm so excited to play like Street Fighter on the go and stuff.
All right, hot seat. Give us a bad thing. What's the first thing you don't like already about the Switch?
Of Switch or Zelda?
Both. Hit me. Hit me. One of each. I'll give you one. So that's 2 total things. You don't have to try hard.
Yeah. In terms of Zelda, I think the one thing that kind of drives me crazy is the layout of the buttons. I wish I had the ability to remap how to play the game, because the big thing is, for the first time ever, really, in a Zelda game, you have a jump button. And while you can't go in the options and remap that button, personally, I would like to remap a little bit more. I'd like a little more control of how I would handle Link. Just because it feels very regimented, and you have to just play the way they want you to play. And I feel like it's a little bit of a missed opportunity, considering that the entire like thing of the Switch is like you can play
any way you
ways.
want. Yeah.
Right. And so it's like, well, in this game, if you would let me play and customize in the way I really would like, then yeah, that'd be great. Especially in the instances when you can take this apart and share it with a friend, so you're playing with 2 controllers at once. So that's my biggest thing with Zelda. I think the second big thing, and this is like what I knew was going to be, was the battery life. That's kind of the bummer. In the times that I've taken it on the go, I've had to bring my USB-C charge cable with it and just plug it into a USB or into the wall to charge it. And I wish that they had just figured out how to get the battery life a bit better.
How long does it last?
Depends on the game. For Zelda, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, that's been about how it's been for me. 2.5 to 3 hours roughly. It on the go. I mean, you can do things like turn down the brightness and stuff like that to like reduce the battery use, but still,
Sure.
I still wish I had the option to put in a better battery or something like that, because the whole aspect of it is it's supposed to be a portable gaming device, and while it is a portable gaming device, you don't really have true portability because you have to be plugged in all the time.
Well, the upside is that you do have the USB-C instead of like some weird proprietary Nintendo BS. So you can actually just like toss it in. Like I always, for my DS, for example, which, you know, it's only like a couple hours longer battery life for the most part. Like if you're out of it, you know, you have your little power guy and you just like run your USB into that, like your little chargeable battery thing. I feel like everybody already has one of those anyway. This is kind of the way to do it. And also, like, there's not a lot of places that I want to play this where I'm not going to have access to a USB port at the very least. But they are going to give you what do you call it? Like, they're going to give you you can buy a plug for it too, like iPhone style.
Yeah, you can hook up like your extra phone charger to it because it is just a USB-C, which is the smartest thing they've done, is that it's a USB-C cable. Yeah, so you can just buy a portable extra battery and be on the go, but still you're kind of wish that it just lasted a little bit longer.
Right, yeah.
The power life does go up if the game is less intensive. Like Zelda is like absolute peak of the Switch right now. If you're playing a NES game, I imagine it'll last a bit longer.
But shouldn't that be I feel like that should be the gold standard. Rather than the smaller games, if you're going to make something you can take portable, man, I wish they would have just said, how can we, if you have a flight cross-country, can we make it last 6, 7, 8 hours? Like, then that would have been amazing.
That's the big thing, because like Alex and I just went to Tennessee for a convention this past weekend, and Alex was talking about the Switch, and he's like, "Man, wouldn't it be great if you brought the Switch with you to Tennessee?" And I was like, "Yeah, but this is a 6-hour flight, and we have a connecting flight in Charlotte, so it's like, really, I'd play it for maybe half of one flight and then power it down."
Dead,
yeah. And it's not like every plane doesn't have like AC battery on it, so it's just kind of a bummer.
Yeah, it's the classic curse of the early adopter. Like it's a limitation. Like they wouldn't have been able to offer it for this price if they put a bigger battery in it, for example. Like something like that is probably certainly the thing. And in 2 years or whatever, or a year,
and this thing is tiny. It's so thin and like. Yeah.
I think they value that over the battery life thing. And I think if you are that smart person who's going to wait, there's going to be the like Switch Plus or whatever that has like better battery and whatever, more ports or whatever, bigger hard drive space. There is a low hard drive space, but it is expandable. Which is cool.
I've always had a problem though with Nintendo. All their consoles have really low hard drive space for some reason, and they're always like, "Download our games." Like, but I can't anymore, guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's what I did. I saw, I think Boogie or someone online was ranting about it, and I was on Amazon, and one of their hot deals for the day was a micro USB SD thing. And it was like 500 gigs for $80. And so I bought it, and my Switch went from being 32 gigs to 500. The fact that at least that's a possibility this time around, right? Like before it was 32 built in and you're stuck. This time it's like you can change it out to at least be as big as you can.
Yeah.
So, and it supports up to 2 terabytes. So we'll see.
But for the most part, it is exactly what it purports to be, which is a home console that you can just like grab and toss in your bag, which is like pretty crazy.
Yep.
It's like a very like anti-PC move for them, whereas Sony and Xbox are just sort of like moving their consoles towards being PCs. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I feel like Nintendo's like, if you're going to end up playing PC for most of your AAA games anyway, we're going to give you something very unique that you can like sort of like value alongside a PC, which I think from a business sense is like pretty smart.
Yeah, I think it goes back to Japanese market versus what we want, and in the Japanese market, it's small, it's compact, it's portable.
Consoles,
it has everything.
Home
they
consoles
want.
are not a thing for them, like really the way that they are for us.
Right.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we just are looking at it from a very Western standpoint, like what we want, but their main audience, the people they're trying to reach out to the most, are the ones who like it the way it is. So, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any last things you want to say about Zelda or the Twitch? Why I keep calling it the Twitch? It's not my fault.
Somebody said that their dad calls it the Twitch, and I was like, "Oh, Jesse's a dad."
I'd be a wonderful father. How dare you, internet? So, yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap it up there. We will come back after a break and do some news, and we'll do some games coming out. It won't nearly be as cool as when TB does it, but, you know, you guys have the internet. You can just look the games up yourself. So, with that said, we'll be back. God help me. Here comes some more promotions for Squarespace. Squarespace is awesome, and you should definitely go there.
So easy to make the sites.
Right? Everything's there, guys. Everything's there. All right. Let's try this again.
You got this. You got this.
I
believe in you.
definitely
It's just
don't.
OBS, dude. You got it.
I know. And it's embarrassingly how bad I am at it. Okay, let's do it. Hello, everybody. We are back.
Oh, hey.
Hi. I love that song. It's
Louder.
So dumb. That song is
That
so dumb.
louder.
Anyway, let's get into news and things. The news you can use, as the kids say.
Yeah.
Where do we even start today? I know where I would like to start, and the fact that there is a new Shadow of Mordor game coming out, which blows my mind, because if you've seen the trailer is like, so the last game ended, and we kind of made a story that wasn't very canonical, but was in the canon world. This time, F it. It don't even matter, dog. We don't even care. You and your dude have forged a new ring of power, and now you're going to fight Sauron with a ring of power? It doesn't even need to make sense. It looks so cool.
I love that.
Yeah, man.
I'm
That
ready.
was a great game.
I totally loved it. I bought it like on Friday. By Sunday, I had like completed the game almost. Like I probably got like 75% completion. It was great, and then I just like never played it again. I have no bad things to say about it.
It is. I will say, I think the last hour of that game is very, very, very rushed.
Yeah.
I expected more than. There were two main bad guys left, and it was literally one after the other, and it was like the last one's a QT. I was like, no.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm glad they gave you the fight with the guy you met the most and the guy you had the most trouble with.
That was my favorite thing in any video game in a long time. That made me laugh out loud each time that I saw that dude get like even more bodied.
I can't remember my guy's name. Was it Ratbag? I can't remember who it was. My guy murdered the shit out of me every time I saw him, and I couldn't, because he had all these defenses. I couldn't kill him, and so when I finally got in that last battle, that was it, man. That was it. I was so excited to battle him and just fight my way through that. That game, the Nemesis system, is so much fun. I am
Hilarious.
perpetually looking forward to whatever comes out of the pipeline from those guys, and they straight up just decided, F it. It doesn't even need to make sense. The last one barely made sense. We don't even care this time.
I do feel like
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, they couldn't have gotten away with this with the first one, right? Because Lord of the Rings fans are so intense. Like, they needed to at least make kind of an effort to have it make sense. And I like that the game was such a success. They were like, fuck it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
The game's great.
We did
Just
the
let us
hard
do whatever.
work. The hard work. Now we're just gonna fuck around.
Yeah. We decided that we showed you what we could do. We showed you that we can stay within the world. And now, you and this dude who lives inside you, you're gonna, like, make your own ring. Except instead of, like, gold and red, it's blue and silver kind of-y. And you're gonna fight Mordor with Mordor. Get the fuck out, dude. It's the coolest. I watched that trailer just like, what is happening right now? What is going on? And then, at the end, your ghost man gets sucked up into a wraith or some shit? Like, what is happening?
Yeah,
I'm
nobody
so
knows.
excited for this game.
What do you think the over-under is on an orc having an electric guitar in this game?
I would say it's a must. At the end of the game, we at least need one of those old school Warcraft rocks things where it's a really bad MIDI and it's like, I am an orc. I am an orc. Yeah.
I don't know why he's playing the Ghostbusters theme, but apparently in my imagination world he is.
I'm an orc.
Bustin'.
I'm now mixing Shadow of Mordor with the Mad Max movie.
Yeah.
So
that's what I want. That's exactly what I want.
I would play the shit out of that.
Yeah. That looks so much fun. So I'm
Dude just
thrilled.
gets into a 67 Chevy like Camaro.
Yeah, and then drive out and see a bunch of orcs.
Yeah.
We're like, what is this game? I don't know.
Dude, they have everything that I could possibly want is in this game. I'm so excited.
Shadow of Mordor.
I want it. I want it so badly. So the fact they announced that is everything I could ever want for, and I was so thrilled. Still don't know shit about the game, but the trailer got me super hyped, so I count that as news. Screw y'alls. I think it's important. What else happened this week in the world of news you can use? I know that there was a kerfuffle with Paladins, but I can't remember what it was, and I'm going to try and look it up.
There was a kerfuffle?
Yes, there was something happened with Paladins.
Paladins?
Yes. Paladins.
Like, with the actual game or with the community?
Maybe it was the community. I don't know. I just saw it pop up out of the blue, and I was like, whoa, Paladins? That's a game that we don't hear anything about.
I think it had something to do with how they introduced a new currency.
Huh.
And gamers were like, essentially, like the two different kind. I don't know. I'm right now.
People in chat are saying Paladins went full high res, pay to win. What does that mean? I don't know that high res is pay to win.
High res isn't pay to win.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
But you forgot that the entire chat as a whole is like the worst of the judgment distilled.
Not
Well,
my chat.
it depends on,
my
like-
chat's good people. Get out of here with your hate speech.
It's not about any of the people in the chat. It's that like when you look at it as a whole, you're gonna like get the negative opinion.
You're also not going to get Alex on your side because every time he talks, they make fun of him. So,
It's so good. They're really nice to me.
Your chat and Alex are at war.
which is kind of a bummer because Alex is like the nicest guy on planet Earth, and yet everyone decided to just take his insecurities.
My clothes, my face, my voice. They hate it all.
I don't. Alex, put those Alex, put those fucking shades on right now.
Be you all day,
put
every
those
day,
shades.
Alex.
You put those shades on. You give him the stunner. You give him the stunner. Give him the look.
Cool man, cool man, cool man, cool man, cool man.
Blaster Master's coming out again. That's a news story.
What is that?
Blaster Master, the NES game, is like coming to the Switch. That's like hype.
Yeah, they had a Nintendo live stream today showing off all of the indie titles coming to the Switch and the 3DS, and they revealed what was it, Blaster Master?
Blaster Master Zero is the new Blaster Master. It looks freaking tight. If you don't know what Blaster Master is, it's like a car with a gun on it. And it's like a platformer where you're a car with a gun, basically. It's a great game. I was excited about that today. I don't know. Is there like an actual newsfeed that we're like going off of, or am I just?
If you guys actually go to your, I just threw some. There's some in.
Oh yeah, I see
Skype.
it. I see it. I see
stuff
it.
in there. And is the Paladin thing in there? Because I definitely think that's interesting
Yeah.
to talk about. Because no one talks about
I
Paladin at all.
Paladin's complaints. Lowers essence cost and increases rewards.
So it's just like they're trying to increase their profits a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, like maybe. Here's what I would say. Paladin is a game that got destroyed by Overwatch's hype. So no one gave a damn about Paladins, and
Legendary
I feel like
costs, I see. Legendary cards are costing less, and people are like, "What?"
Right.
And they're refunding the people who paid more for them. In response.
Well,
there you go.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it doesn't sound like that big of a deal then. The internet was just very much up in a roar about it, and it's weird because it's a game that I literally don't know anyone who's playing it.
It's like an economy balance, and obviously there's going to be some people who get dicked over in it, but they're trying to be nice to them.
Huh. Well, I guess cool. I think that the idea of selling things in a game like that seems fine, as long as it isn't massively changing the dynamic of the game. I mean, shit, I can't tell you how much money I've spent on Overwatch.
Yeah.
No, Paladins, in chat someone said you're thinking of Battleborn. No, Paladins was the exact same. It was part of that cycle when everything was coming. I remember being at the
Paladins
Bethesda...
is much more the same game type as Overwatch than Battleborn was.
Right. And it all got swept under the rug by Overwatch. So it might not have came out at the same time, but it was all part of that phase of, we have a new game that's very, very similar to Overwatch, and okay, you're playing Overwatch. So, yeah. I think that's pretty interesting.
We also had a little bit of breaking news while we were starting the podcast. Apparently, YouTube Red or YouTube TV is now a thing.
They rolled out like a television streaming service. You can stream like your network television to YouTube now, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so now you can get your ABC for $35 a month starting out. You can get ABC, Disney Channel, all that fun stuff.
Hold on.
Disney Channel?
Sci-fi? Can you get sci-fi?
Let's see.
Man. Cable free.
Otherwise I'm out.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
What does it say?
USA, FX, Freeform, ESPN, Fox Sports, NBC Sports. I don't know. This is not a great article.
There is no, ABC, CBS, Fox, NBC, the CW, ESPN,
Oh,
bunch of Fox channels
for all of my terrible show.
USA,
What?
FX, Bravo, like YouTube Red Originals. Hey,
Thank
Disney-
God.
It's good for me.
Disney.
Yo, get those YouTube Red Originals on there. Yeah,
man.
Good work.
Is it US only?
I think so. Starting out at least.
Sci-fi confirmed. Sci-fi confirmed. FXX confirmed.
They just keep rolling out stuff that's US only, even though YouTube is international. And
Well, they probably just don't want to like throw it into a bunch of different countries
has
and then
to do
it
with
be like a
laws.
total failure.
Yeah, it has to do with all the different. Every country has its own insane broadcast law and all sorts of stuff.
Right.
And so, it's the reason why in England, for example, I've watched Netflix shows that are straight just on TV here, but but they're like 5 episodes ahead on Netflix. I'm like, wait, what? And yeah, it's all these different licensing and things. You just can't get around it. So
Apparently too, the service gets you ads still.
what?
So
You get
it's-
YouTube Red, but you don't get the ads.
you get ads. Like it's not a
so you're watching TV.
essentially, yeah.
It has cloud.
I mean,
it
I
has
guess
cloud
like how
DVR
else could they
storage.
do it?
It has cloud DVR storage though, which is pretty cool.
Right.
So you can skip
Unlimited.
through the ads if you want.
Unlimited cloud DVR storage, like
Unlimited.
yeah.
What the fuck?
But the thing is that's weird is that it doesn't have as many channels as the PlayStation one, which is weird.
Interesting.
It has its own app.
How much is the PlayStation one?
I think it's about the same price, $35 or $40. But the Sony one has like TBS, AMC, CNN, TNT.
And question: this is all just streams of live TV.
Channels, yeah. You can also add Showtime if you want to pay more.
Okay, we need to
Soccer.
rewind again. We need to take it back for a minute. It probably goes against my own self-interest to even say this. YouTube, what the fuck you doing? Like this is you exist.
Nobody wants this, yeah.
You exist in a world where people want to be able to watch what they want to watch when they want to watch it. And that is what you offer people. You offer them VOD services. Why in God's name would you then say, hey, come to our thing to just watch TV streams? Like that literally is not a thing your audience wants.
Well, it's because like what is it? YouTube viewers watch over like 1 billion hours of YouTube in a day, like something crazy like that. Like it's in their best interest to be like, okay, so what else can we offer them? TV. We can offer them just
But
what's live.
That's a
because
lazy.
the only
that's
reason,
a lazy thing to offer. It's lazy.
of course,
Yeah.
but I understand why they're doing it.
Because they're lazy? Yeah, I agree. You're lazy.
It's really weird. It's really weird that you don't get your. It doesn't give you the bonus that YouTube Red gives you of taking ads off of YouTube, and you have to watch TV ads, but you get to watch YouTube Red. So they're really valuing, like they're showing you, they're tipping their hand that that people are valuing the YouTube Red subscription more for the ads that like being removed from the videos more than it is for the content, which is like
Someone in chat said it's TV on the go. The problem is that in
almost every TV service offers TV on the go nowadays.
Yeah, but going back to like the millennials, which thank God I am 1 year on the cusp of being in, or else I would feel real old about when people talk about. But like the idea of millennials, that every time people describe them, they describe them as they want to watch things when they want to watch them, and more importantly, when they're out and about. While they want to be connected to shit and they want to find out things quickly, they don't want to be tethered to, oh, well, I'm out, but my favorite show starts in 5, so I guess I can watch it while I'm out. Like, no, it's I'm out, I'm going to do what I do, and if I go home and I want to watch that show, that's what I'll do when I get home. But I'm not beholden to your schedule, F you. And that's like the biggest takeaway that you can see from trends with the internet. And the fact that they're like, hey, you know we could offer you TV. We're hip to the kids. No one gives a shit.
you kind of have to go all the way back to the beginning and decide like how you want to watch TV. Period. Because like, okay, big thing is the DVR, cloud DVR is like cool because you can skip over ads, and that's like a cool thing. And you'll like kind of like you can be like, yo, I'm gonna go check my DVR and be like, here's like my shit that I'm gonna watch, like bop bop bop. Now that it's live, whatever. But, like, it's not going to be on Apple TV. It's not going to be on Roku. It's not going to be on PS4 or Xbox. It's only going to be on Chromecast. You still have to watch commercials. Like, it's weird. I don't know.
But I think, you know what this is?
You can't watch football games from your phone because they have a deal with Verizon. You can stream them on the desktop, but you can't do it on the phone, like, because there's an NFL deal that's, like, crippling that. It's weird.
I think also, too, though, I think where this is going to eventually lead to is programming for kids. Like, I think a lot of this is like, I want to know how young these kids are who are watching YouTube in regards to like things like the toy boxing channels and, you know, Spider-Man versus Elsa or whatever. Like those views mean a lot to YouTube. And I think this is the beginning of them monetizing those views. You know, Disney Channel XD, Disney Channel on the go for your little kid. If you're out somewhere, here's Mickey Mouse. Look at the phone for the next three or 4 hours. Like it's just right there on the phone. They're not going to press buttons. They just sit there and they're going to be glued to it. I think that's kind of what, at least like that's the thought process it might be for some of what.
You can already do that,
right?
though.
I think that's the problem.
You can already self-subscribe, right? You can already pay like $2-3 a month per channel that you want. You can have Sesame Street streaming directly to your phone via the YouTube app without the need of that. But I think that's what they're trying to appeal to. They're trying to get that full market value for everyone who isn't on their platform.
I just again think this goes back to people who have no understanding of their audience and their consumers once again attempting to figure out a way to monetize them. And so I'm sure there was like a bunch of guys like, I'm with a big cable company, and I've got a deal for you. We'll give you a bunch of money if you throw our channels on your thing and give it to your kids. They're like, money? Sure, we'll do it.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Yeah. No, we'll find a way to make it work, which is so sad because that's the way 90% of things that happen on like the internet work. It's like, we'll give you money if you do this. Like, I mean, it's against my own self-interest and seems like a lot of stupidity, but sure, all right, I'll do it.
It's so unfortunate, right? Because I feel like what made YouTube so large, at least like in the most recent years, has been like us with growing our audiences and making content and like growing communities and working together as friends and building a great place for videos. And as the professional clock like turns on faster and faster for YouTube, the people who made the community great and the support system that it built is just being pushed away. And Jesse, I'm sure your life's continued a little bit, but when you have a YouTube Red show, like depending on what it is, I'm sure they're going to be super proud to work with you because that now means you're a part of the professional circle. Whereas, like, I have been to the YouTube space tons of times. I have met people at YouTube all the time. None of them don't know who any of us are. They don't care. They're just a part of, like, this weird cog. What the fuck?
I'm gonna let you in on a secret, guys. It doesn't change when you have a YouTube Red show. Turns out you're still a nobody. Unless you have like a 6 to 7 million channels, you're still a nobody. So there you go. Spoilers of the
Cool,
internet.
we're still all nobodies. I'm so glad.
That's okay. I would rather do what I do and love it than be stressed by success, which blows my mind that that's a thing that happens, but it does. And I like what I do, and I'm thrilled that I get to do it with you guys every day. Oh my god!
Aww.
Yeah. Let's talk about something that is a change that I actually think is great. That I think is really cool. So right now we're broadcasting to you guys live on Switch. Wow, joke. We're on Twitch.
You got me.
Hey, we're on Twitch right now, and what I think is really, really cool is the 2 new changes they made that have been needed for a long time. That I've been like, why in God's name can I do this? If you recall, last time Dodger was like, I got a name change. And I was like, boy, would that be effing nice. I'm just going to say, guys, I think I changed Twitch. I think it was me, and only me. They saw my plea, and they said, that poor young man, he just wants it so badly. Why can't we do that for everyone? Why can't we do that for everyone? I was the first person. I was the first domino. And I'm going to take that to the grave, and no one can take it from me. So anyway...
Shocked you haven't changed it yet.
Yeah, we're working on that.
Are you having nostalgia? Is nostalgia like hitting you? Are you like, but then it won't be this anymore?
I think we're just trying to work on the fact that every time I have a conversation with them, they're just like, yo, what if instead you made your subscription monthly? And I'm like, what if I didn't though, guys? They're like, but what if you did? I'm like, no, not gonna have this conversation. So that you can now name change, which is something they've needed to do for a long time because it made no sense. Some of the names people had were just ludicrous, like Dingle Dangle 694, and then you have to be like, yeah, everybody, Dingle Dangle 694 here, broadcasting live. And it's like you.
Yeah, I had a viewer. I was streaming and we were talking about the fact that everybody can change usernames now. And one of my viewers, I don't remember your actual name, so I'm just going to come up with one that's way worse. His name was basically like Cock Gobbler, like something like that. And he was like, you mean it? I can finally change my name? You mean it? I was like, oh, you poor thing.
Yes, Cock Gobbler. It's fine.
Cock Gobbler, this is your day. You can change your name.
We all start out on the internet with names we regret later in life.
How psyched were you about Cataclysm, though?
OMFG, dude. OMFG Cata. I was so excited. I was so excited. Shame that was a garbage expansion, but so excited. So, yeah, and then the next thing, you can buy games here now, or you will be soon. If someone's streaming it, because they work with Amazon, and Amazon's like all up in the Twitch, now there is the ability to buy games. So if you see someone streaming a game, you can just click on them. And I think, am I wrong, Duger? You know this way more than me. If you buy a game through Twitch, does the person who's streaming get a cut of that?
Yes, I think, I don't know the percentage, but yes.
I think it's 5%.
It's something like that. So yeah, if we're playing a game and you're like, man, this game looks really cool, maybe I'll buy it. There will be literally a link and it'll support us. So
and you can actually link. You can actually link. So like if you use Uplay or you use whatever else, I think you can like it's like through them. Like it's not like you're getting a key in your email necessarily. I think you can just like buy the game straight on whatever service it is that you need to buy it on. Pretty cool thing. It discourages people buying and selling keys separate from the developers.
Right.
My question is sales. Are there going to be sales?
What do you mean?
Like, is it going to
clearance?
Well, not clearance necessarily, but like say for example, like I could see a situation where in the future Twitch partners get an email that's like, hey, just so you know, like GTA 5 is on sale today for $20. So, if you want to make some money, maybe you sell that game today by streaming it today and you can get some income that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm interested to see. Like, I know for a fact that you know, I support the shit out of GOG, so I will send them there over like Steam or whatever. But with that said, this is, you know, things that you would buy physical copies of, I imagine. Like, you're going to Amazon because you're going to get the PlayStation game, or like, right? It's only through Amazon. You're not going to get anything else.
I was going to say, I think whatever game you're playing, it's going to link to the game in a way where you have to use the Twitch launcher.
Well, it says it says
I don't know that I'm okay with that. I don't need another launcher.
It says you can redeem through whatever though. So like, even though you go through
really?
Twitch,
Good.
Yeah, like once you go through the Twitch launcher, you can actually redeem it through Uplay or whatever else. I don't know what other services. That's the only one that's mentioned in this article. But the list of developers is impressive.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how it works out. I definitely have no desire to change what I'm doing now. Like, if I think a game's cool, I'll send you a link. Like, here's where you can get it. But I'm not.
Yeah, I think there is gonna absolutely be like a weird, shitty subsect of streamers who are like, "What's the most expensive game that's being played right now?"
Yeah.
So that my 5% is worth as much as possible. But like, not many people are gonna give a fuck about doing that.
Apparently, you also get rewards for buying games if you're just like a audience member. Like, if you buy the game, you get like a loot crate basically of like with emotes in it and stuff.
What? Oh, that's cute.
You get like Twitch crates. I think there's a lot of cool stuff in there. I think it's really interesting. I also am excited for this, not in that I think I'll use it very much or offer it to people very much, but I'm excited in that I hope it really fucks over the G2A stuff.
Yeah,
and the people who use those services, because again, let me point out for the record, scummy as shit, those services. Don't use them. Please don't use them. So I think that having more options to buy games and knowing that those games will support the person who is casting that game and will do it in a way that's super legal is much better than, hey, if you go to this thing, you can get it for 75% off. It's like, how, though? How is it 75% off? That's not right. Something's wrong here.
It's a black market. It's crazy. I don't understand why anybody buys anything that doesn't pay the developer or the publisher.
Right? Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'm super excited for the fact that Twitch has just been really on top of how they adapt with their company. You know, 3 or 4 years ago, like, people had their own partnerships with other companies for a lot of the features that Twitch is offering. And the fact that Twitch is like owning it up, doing it right, and supporting their community and investing in their community in this way is awesome. You know, how many times have you guys played a game on stream or done the video series on YouTube where someone's like, I bought this game because of you?
Yeah, absolutely.
And now is the time. Now is the time to say, okay, hey, like, if, you know, now your viewers can say, I bought this game literally because of you, and to thank you, you now have received some of the profit of the game that I bought. It's pretty rare. Good times.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the changes that are going to happen. I think it'll be really cool. All right. Is there any other really important news, or should we move on to the world that is releases so we can get through these?
Relacios.
Yeah? What do you say?
I don't really see anything huge.
Yeah.
Tax laws on Valve, like, could maybe affect prices on Steam. Not a huge deal, but it's a thing that's being talked about. I don't know. I think we can move on.
Hit us, Dukes. What do you got, kid?
Alrighty. So February 28th, aka today, we have The Last Weekend. It looks like it's a mystery game. It's about 5 teenagers who are in a cabin, and I don't know, probably one of them is a murderer or something.
Go on.
You get to all of the different kids have like something that they're really good at. So you get to choose which one you want to play as, and then you kind of like progress through the story differently. And also, when I scroll down, there's like a big old censored picture, and it says, you should have noticed this is an 18 and up product. There are some really fruity moments.
There's just straight up like a spread is what I get. I don't know.
Yeah. It's a person spreading themselves out for you to look at.
Yeah, and then it's like, hey, patrons get access to the game uncensored. I'll be honest with you, game developer. I want to play the uncensored version, but I really just don't want to have to be a Patreon, so you're breaking my heart.
Yeah.
Heartbroken.
The next game is called Energia, and it is a extremely minimalistic tower defense game.
Oh my god! Hold on, they're like, show us the things. Hold on, y'all.
Okay.
Hold on, I'll show you the things. Okay.
Holding.
You know what, Dodger? Like, sing everyone a song, a beautiful song.
This next game is called Energia, and it's got lots of dots. All of the dots mean different things, and then you connect them to make a tower defense.
This looks like a research assistant
Right?
program.
If you watch the little trailer, it's hilarious because the developer is basically just like, and the best art that I could make.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's like, I'm a fucking programmer.
You get to see his desktop wallpaper.
Look,
Yeah,
you guys will just have to go look it up yourself. I tried and it gave us a black screen. It was just like, sorry, you can't see what's on the screen, asshole. Look, just know that there was a porn game and you can just Google it yourself, dicks. And now we're on Energia, and we're moved on.
We're on to Energia. And it's lots of different dots and lines. And
The game looks interesting. Interesting. The visuals are not amazing.
No, but I don't know. I really like that they acknowledge. They're just like, look, I'm not an artist. I made all this shit in paint. So.
Yeah, so just going back, we've covered The Last Weekend and Energia.
Yes.
Continue, please.
The next one is called Turnaround. It is a horror game where you play a person who has lived in the woods for 20 years.
What?
So like you know what you're fucking doing, right? Like you've lived out there by yourself for 20 years and you come back to your cabin one day after hunting and you find a letter that changes your life. From the description,
letter say turn around?
I hope so. From the description, it sounds kind of like that old Slender Man game where you have to find like specific items and kind of figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
A lot of the trailer is in darkness, so it's not very exciting to watch, but it could be interesting. Just from the description, it could be interesting.
High complexity, it says.
I'm intrigued. I'll take a look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The game after that, which I feel like I've heard people talk about, is called Hound in all caps.
Hound.
Yeah, it's an evolution simulator.
Oh, I now that I'm seeing it, I recognize this art at least. Very, very cool looking game.
Yeah, speeds up natural selection and genetic mutation. It's in early access.
Yeah, some of the little bug creatures or whatever these are. The art style's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, so that. Oh my god, I just clicked onto the next game. It was so fucking loud. The next game, just a warning, everybody. Next game is called Desync. It's a single-player, first-person action game, but like the aesthetic of it is super trippy. Just like lots of bright colors and shapes and just.
It's like Super Hexagon, except like 3D.
Yeah. One of the last pictures shows like a bad guy, and I'm like, it looks kind of cool.
Oh yeah, he's like a Tron. He's like a Tron man.
Yeah.
He's like if the tank thing from Tron was a transformer.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like that.
You're right. That's
tight.
Cool. It looks cool. Yeah.
Yeah. The game after that is called My Vet Practice.
Oh.
It's literally a game where you're a vet and you take care of animals, and the animals look real
cute. My Vet Practice in the country?
No, it's just straight up My Vet Practice.
What?
Is Elsa in this game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe. But yeah, a lot of the screenshots are just like really adorable animals. And it's like
petting a guinea pig.
Yeah. We stick them with a needle or just give them a pat on the head.
Sometimes that's all they need, just a pat.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks adorable. The game after that is a holy shit, a VR game that somebody, like one of us needs to fucking play this game. It's called Stage Presence. It's a game where you are a karaoke singer or a karaoke like player.
Oh my god.
You're on a stage, and it has Twitch integration where you can make it so that all of the people in the audience are your viewers.
Oh my god.
And they like react to whether or not you're doing well. You can also just play multiplayer with your friends and have one friend be on stage and everybody else is in the audience like throwing shit at you.
Yo, that's some Black Mirror shit right there.
Right? This is crazy.
Flipping off the lyrics page. Oh my god. He's just eating pills and throwing up.
Dude just shot lightning out of his hand at the crowd.
Love
this
it.
game looks hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow. I think it's great.
Yep.
I want it so badly. Yeah.
So there's that.
Tiny
One of
Bills.
us has to play it. There is a space game. A space game, which is not
A spa.
It's not totally my jam, but I know that there are lots of people watching where it is their jam. So Constellation Distantia is an atmospheric sci-fi survival game with an epic story. Distantia.
You know, it's
666.
Interesting. There's first person, but also like top down.
It looks like a third-person flying sim to me more.
But then it cuts to like first person sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Moving on to console games, Horizon Zero Dawn, which we already talked about.
Woo!
Go and play it. Kristen says it's a masterpiece, so try that out. For 3DS, we have Story of Seasons Trio of Towns, which is basically, I mean, it's along the same lines as Harvest Moon. It's just
It literally is Harvest Moon. They had to give up the name, like, because the publisher wouldn't give it to them, because now it moved to another. It's Marvelous now, and it's literally Harvest Moon. It's crazy.
That's so weird. I thought that it was a competing franchise that was just identical.
It's the team that made Harvest Moon. Like, fine, you don't want to make Harvest. It's like the Rock Band Guitar Hero situation. Like,
right.
Yeah. But like the legit one is Story of Seasons. So get hype.
Next up is Torment: Tides of Numenera for PC, PS4, Xbox One, Mac,
I'm excited
and
for
Linux.
that. I'm excited because we did Numenera on roleplay, and so I get to actually see what that world's supposed to look like versus what was in my mind, and I'm really excited to check it out.
And the PS4 version of The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing, which has been on PC for a while and has very good reviews.
What is it?
It looks kind of... I'm trying to think of a game that it looks like. It looks sort of like Divinity.
Diablo.
Yeah, it's just kind of like an adventure game.
I could get into this. It looks fun.
Yeah. All right, now taking a complete left turn into ridiculousness. March 1st, we have a game called Ticket. It says the newest, most spectacular innovation in audio-visual enchantment. And if you all could just take a second and watch the trailer, that would be great.
I am.
Oh
my. You can hear the audio in the background right now, everyone. What is...
lonely, timid left foot, determined to make his mark on a world that's ever so crumbling around him.
Left foot, determined to make a mark on the world that's ever so crumbling around him.
I can't... What is this game? I need to play it.
You know, I wish I knew.
This is one of those games where, like, you don't know, but it, like, could be, like, the next Undertale.
Oh my god.
This game's so deep.
It looks like
amazing.
Shower Man from YouTube. I don't know if you guys have ever...
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It just does.
Anyway, moving on from that nonsense, we have Blast Off, which is, I guess it would be considered an endless runner game. You are like a little orb that shoots stuff out of the way so that you can continue to progress. They're like big, like machine monsters and things that try to basically come from the bottom and destroy you, and you have to just like shoot them.
Huh.
That's kind of cool. It's like a backwards, like Raiden type of game.
Mm-hmm.
Visually, it looks great.
Yeah. The game after that is called Water Heroes. I'm trying to remember which one this was. Oh, it's like it's a game for kids that teaches you about the water cycle with puzzles.
Droppy
Aw.
boys.
Look at him. He's so cute.
It's adorable.
They look like they're all going to burst.
Bless you.
Oh, I had to sneeze because I'm allergic to the enjoyment of water.
And then we have Revenant Saga, which is a fantasy RPG. All of the like avatar photo, you know, when like somebody's talking and it shows you like a high res picture of them. The art is all beautiful.
This is like straight up a PS1 game, it looks like.
Yeah, right? It's weird. It's like a combination of a lot of different art styles, and it's kind of bizarre, but I don't know.
Like
Seems
low
like it
poly.
could be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely has that PS1 vibe to it.
It tickles my
Ooh, I
JRPG,
do like the
you
fact
know?
that it gives you the power to be good or evil.
Yeah.
Could I play as evil through that game and be like, now I am the one who has the Revenant sagas.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is I who sagas the Revenant.
All right, and the last one for March 1st is Final Fantasy 15: A King's Tale.
Yo, that you got that for free if you got it from GameStop, but I guess now
But
they're
now it's
selling it to
officially
you.
out.
Yeah. It
Yep,
is
yep.
apparently it is sort of kind of canon, but not really canon. So
It's like a cutesy beat 'em up version of Final Fantasy 15, like through like a
It's basically-
Princess Bride style fairy tale, right?
yeah, it's basically your dad. When you're sick, when you're younger, your dad tells you a story about him and his friends that is based in truth but not true. It's sort of the fantasy tale version of their true story, and so I think it's kind of neat.
Is it single player?
I don't know. I wish I knew.
Because if it's multiplayer, we should play together. Jesse.
Yo, I'm in.
Aw.
I'm in. I want to do that. I want
I
to be
don't
Sid.
know.
I want to be young man Sid, so badly, and just jump around and, like spear dudes. That's my plan. I just want to spear dudes.
Moving on to March 2nd, we have Einlanzer, which is another RPG game. It doesn't look as polished as the other one, but it's still another like full-scale epic action RPG.
I like the art style that they've chosen
Yeah.
for the game. I think that's
This
neat.
one's a Super Nintendo game compared to a PS1 game.
Right.
The choice is yours. Cool.
Yeah.
Kind of Dragon Questy. Cool.
Mm-hmm. And if after all of that adventuring, we're all so tired, we just want to chill out a little bit, you can play Aquila Bird Flight Simulator, where you just fly around as a
Yes!
bird in the mountains.
We've seen this
Oh, it's a
before,
VR.
I think. Yeah?
It's a VR boy. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Another kind of weird game.
This just looks like art from the side of like a van. Like I'm in. Like airbrushed art.
Right?
Yeah.
The game after that is called Escape the Mazes. And you're like little RPG avatars just walking around in a maze.
It's to the
Chosen
point.
by the Steam
It's to
community
the
via
point.
green light.
Yeah,
like
you
Dangerous
just
Escape.
walk around mazes, escape the mazes.
Chips
Yeah.
challenge.
Okay.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
Next game is Room Scale Coaster, which is another like VR game where I don't even know how to describe it.
There's a game called Room Scale Tower, so I wonder if that's the same, like you're just building stuff and then riding it
Maybe.
in VR.
Dodge, duck, and collect to increase your high score as you fly through the air on a sci-fi.
It's another endless runner, yeah.
a
or, like, it
sci-fi
seems like-
platform.
But it's in VR. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're ducking and dodging and twirling out of the way, but like in real life.
That's kind of weird. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, me neither, dude. Final game for March 2nd is called Sin Castle, which looks super weird. It is a high difficulty adventure game focusing on puzzling. If you look at the screenshots, you're going to be like, what?
Yeah, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I need to know.
What? Wait, what is this?
I
Like
don't
the gameplay
know.
mechanics, I can't figure out, but there's also like
Rigorous
two
rules?
blonde angel chicks riding up on this demon man, and it gives me hope. That's all I'm saying. So like, I think this looks cool, but I can't tell what the shit it is.
Yeah.
It
Yep.
seems to be completely in another language.
That is true. It also seems to be that. Huh. Okay.
Cool. Moving on to March 3rd, we have Dying Star, a robotics online open world survival game. It seems like you and all of your buds play as robots.
Also,
that's what it looks like to me.
The logo looks like it says Dang Star. Looks like
Dang Star.
Dang Star.
Oh, you dang star.
Dang Star. Yeah, you do kind of look like you're all robot people, and you go around sort of Destiny style on speeders and shit. And
I don't know. Combat is involved.
The next game looks like a Doom mod to me.
What is it called?
It's called The Last Patient. It's a first-person horror shooter.
Oh boy.
And like some of it looks super cool, but just like the
It looks a little dated.
yeah.
That first screenshot of that guy, that monster, is so funny. He's just like,
I know.
hey everybody.
Yeah, some of it looks fine, but
Looks like Time Crisis or something.
Yeah.
It's like first person Resident Evil 1 on the PS1.
I'm there. It's short. I'm there. It's short.
Yeah.
this next game looks super fun. Belko VR Escape Room Experiment.
Oh, okay.
This escape room experiment provokes the question, what does it take to survive at work? Players are prompted to solve a series of challenging puzzles in order to escape from their office before a microchip in their head explodes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll play the shit out of this.
Isn't that the premise of a movie that's coming up?
Microchip, the movie?
No, there's a movie where apparently...
Oh, yes, Microchip.
Where apparently everyone's locked in an office, and they have to kill each other in order to keep their jobs or something.
What?
Is that real?
It's a real trailer that I just saw the other day and was like, well, this is the thing that happened.
Well, we're making this.
Yeah.
The Belko experiment in theaters March 17th.
What?
Is that real?
So yeah, it must be a tie-in, a VR tie-in.
What?
Experience.
There we go. I told you that this was the thing.
All right.
Interesting.
All right.
The next game is called Chaos Drift. It is another nostalgia-based RPG game. So if you'd like to...
Looks like it was kickstarted a few... When was this Kickstarter
Chaos
date?
Drift. Here's the thing. The monster designs, I think, are really clever and unique looking.
Yeah, the art style's really good on this.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're looking for like an old school RPG.
Got some Shin Megami Tensei vibes from these monsters.
Yeah.
I think it looks cool.
This next one, I don't know why I love the way that it looks so much. It's called Mastema Out of Hell. It's a side scroller that looks
How do you even spell
old.
that?
Mastema, Mastema Out of Hell. And some screenshots look super dated, and then you'll see one where you're like, "Oh, that looks pretty cool." Maybe it's just me.
Mastema.
You're right. Some of the screenshots look very
like the one with the huge skull and stuff, the huge skeleton.
Yeah, this is a really hard to nail down. It's a platformer. It looks like maybe like Ghouls and Ghosts or something.
Kind of,
yeah. It's like if Red Skull had his own action platformer game.
Yep.
I'll get you, Captain America. Just give me 2 hours to get there.
And then moving on to consoles, it's literally just a bunch of stuff that's coming out along with the Switch. It's Just Dance 2017, Breath of the Wild, 1-2 Switch, Steep, Rayman Legends Definitive Edition, Skylanders, Imaginators, Super Bomberman, I Am Setsuna, World of Goo, Little Inferno, Human Resource Machine, Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, Fast RMX, and Snipper Clips are all coming out.
It's awesome. You have to play it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was reading a prediction that Bomberman R is going to become super best-selling Bomberman game of all time, period.
Right.
Because there's not that many other games to purchase on the shelf the day the Switch comes out. And who doesn't like Bomberman, but it doesn't even matter if it's good because you're going to grab it or not first time you're in the store.
Right.
It's already sold out on Amazon, so we shall see.
And then WRC 6 for PS4 is also coming out on the same day as everything for the Switch.
WRC
World Rally,
6.
like the Rally Championships game, like the racing game.
WRC the game. I'm clicked on it, and it is in fact the Extreme Motorsports Challenge. Is what it is.
Yo, just play Forza Horizon 3. That game is incredible. If you're looking for a good racing game on next gen, it's open world. It's like Destiny meets racing. It's good. I don't know about this game.
The next one on March 4th is called The Guard of Dungeon.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
The Guard of Dungeon?
Yeah, it's a first-person shooter where you're walking around a dungeon shooting stuff.
Maybe
looks like.
Dungeon is the name of a land.
Doesn't look bad.
The graphics are better. The title makes it seem like.
Right. Yeah. I expected it to be a mess, but it doesn't look bad at all.
Task, kill all monsters. Task, shoot the tentacles.
Hell yeah.
All those are solid. That's solid task work.
And the final game, which I just need all of you to watch the first trailer with the sound on.
I will turn it on for people in chat so they can hear it.
Great, because just like watch the trailer and soak in what music they decided to use.
What is this game?
You take control of a microbe and guide it through a hostile environment.
What is
you're
the game?
You're a microbe and you're floating around trying not to die.
What is the game?
That's the game.
The name.
Oh, what's it called?
Yes. You haven't said
Why
it.
didn't you say what's it called?
I'm sorry.
Infector. Infektor. Infector.
I thought that it was a sperm game.
Right? You look kind of like a little sperm. I just love the music that they included with the trailer.
Super hardcore music.
Yeah. It's a banger.
The best part is that the gameplay the tempo of the gameplay does not match the actual music. The music is really in your face, like wah, bah, 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 and it's just a little thing moving very slowly around.
Yeah.
Thinking back on it, Infector is not a great name for a sperm game anyway, so I'm glad it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Is that it? Are we done? Did we beat it?
That's it. We did it.
We beat it.
We beat the game.
Before we wrap this thing up, let's hit it with some where you can find us and stuff like that. So let's start with Gerard. Gerard, buddy, tell us about yourself.
Hey guys, on YouTube, I am known as That One Video Gamer for my show, The Completionist. You can check me out over there. I also have a Let's Play channel called Super Beard Bros. It's where I beat games, and Alex, a former games journalist, gives you trivia. And then I also have a personal channel in which if you want to check out the behind-the-scenes making of the show or anything in the office, that's youtube.com/Gerard Completionist. You can find me on Twitter, JK Completes It, and everything else is basically Completionist. And that's me. Season 6 of The Completionist starts Friday. Woo!
6 seasons in a movie.
Aw.
Yeah.
Hit it.
What's up? I've been a porn writer for 35 years. In my spare time, I sell drugs in South America. Somehow I still find the time to run a Pokemon channel on the internet called The Dex. YouTube.com/The National Dex. Check us out. If you like Bill Nye the Science Guy, if you like Alton Brown, and you like Pokemon, this is probably the greatest channel you've ever found in your life.
Love it. You'll love it.
I also am on Super Beard Bros with Gerard.
We have a good time.
Find me on the web. I'm right
the
here.
Most popular Let's Play that no one's watching.
Pro Jared watches it though.
Pro Jared is like our 5-star Yelp guy, so we're happy with that.
Dodger, what's going on with you?
Well, we got the news, we got the gaming news, we got the anime news. There might also be some cool extra stuff, some surprises, maybe a new welcome to the fandom. Very exciting. I also stream most days on twitch.tv/DexBonus, and on all the social media, I'm at DexBonus. So I would love it if you would come and hang out. That would be amazing. That's all.
You can find me right here on twitch.tv/Shabuzi or on youtube.com/JesseCox or at JesseCox on the Tweetster. I now have a Snapchat that is epic_maneuver. I'm just saying it might be the best thing that I've ever done, and I may quit YouTube and everything else. I have not had that much fun doing stupid shit in a long time. So there's no rules on Snapchat, no rules. And Instagram is Notorious COX, and that's where I'll be. I do stuff with all of these guys, Scare Game Squad and Dugrai play games, and I'm thrilled to have an office filled with such wonderful people who at a drop of the hat I can be like, you want to help me not have a shitty podcast tomorrow? And they're like, bruh, we got you. So
Yeah,
thank
man.
you all. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you to Kristen for coming on and doing stuff and not
Yay,
just
Kristen!
coming on and be like, guys, help me, please help me. He left the room, but I need to get out of here, and no one helps me. Thank you for not doing that. And that's where we'll end it. I know after this, Dodger probably has some streamy stuff she's gonna end up doing. I'm gonna finish up Night in the Woods. So if you don't want spoilers, now's the time to run out of this stream because we're gonna play some music, then jump into it. So,
Woo!
all the love in the world for these guys. Thank you so much for being on, TB. We look forward to seeing you next week, and hopefully you'll
Yeah, love you, TB.
feel much better,
Love
dude.
you, man.
Get well
All
soon,
right.
my dude.
That's it for me. Hopefully you guys are awesome. Let's get out of here.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.